roasted.
I am not the new Dylan.
I can paw at you too, bitch. Bring your claws out at me. Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I've just got water that's empty.
Oh, you should fill it up.
Spencer, if you ever, next time you order Chipotle, you should put this stuff on it.
Cholula?
I've never seen that.
Nando's is a chicken restaurant in the UK, but it's so good. I'll bring this to BWA so we can have some. Gwen is also interested in it apparently. I'll bring it to BWA. All right, are we done? Are you getting down? Yeah, okay. See you later.
Where's Fila?
Spencer's already drinking.
Oh my god.
I'm pre-gaming. Pre-game. Come on.
It's true. He doesn't have to play
Yeah,
the
but
smart one.
is it? Can you really pregame if you never not gaming? You know what I mean?
Very true. You're back. Hello.
What?
That cutie.
You should pregame, and then the game is your work.
Might as well. All right.
Work drug.
Yeah.
My last day, I go to work drunk.
You should.
It seems like a
I would have
trained puppy.
to drive there.
Yeah,
There is
so
no
it
negative.
was he was definitely dirty, and his nails have looks like they've never been clipped before. So I mean, it's possible, but he doesn't really have given any
Oh, he's
signs of
cute.
Training. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just
know.
like a family that wanted a dog that just kept it around and didn't take care of it or
Maybe,
anything.
and it looks like they probably dumped it off somewhere. They do that all
Yeah.
the time around
Give him a
here.
couple pats on the head. I want to see pats on the head. Oh.
Aww.
You didn't want to see pats on the head
No.
from Gwen, but you want to see it from the random dog. All right.
He's clearly not a cat person.
Yeah,
Can't be. They kill me.
I know.
That's
Oh, if all
That's
goes
fair.
according to plan, my mom is going to register Razor as an emotional support dog, so she can travel with her. And she wants to come here in the summer to see the facility, and she's going to leave Razor behind for a couple of months. So I might be able to bring her to BWA if you guys want me to
Ooh,
bring her.
hell yeah!
Yeah. Be awesome.
Okay, you guys want to get started? Are we all ready?
Yeah.
You guys done with your game? All right, just making sure.
You get on roll 20.
Yeah, I think that dog likes you, Austin.
Yeah,
I think so.
he's so chill. So he's small enough. I bathed him in my sink and didn't make a fuss at all. I mean, like, he's so relaxed. I'm just
So
kind of peeved
Awful
that I
if someone
can't.
would just leave them out.
Yeah, I know. It's
They
like
don't
it's
deserve
so
'em.
frustrating. And if I could like keep dogs here, I would already have a dog.
Oh, you don't think you can keep him there? Really?
Just do it in
No,
secret.
my well, yeah, what's what I'm doing tonight. But no, my landlord won't allow it. And the only other issue is that I live 40 minutes away from my job and I work 12-hour shifts. So
Yeah. That's
if I was working 12s and I was maybe like 10 minutes away, it might be a little bit more justifiable. Uh-oh. But otherwise no. Hey.
Alrighty. Boy, cool. Ben, do you add a camera today?
Oh yes. Let me get my laptop set up.
Tyler, I know you're sick. I'm.
yeah.
you don't want your ears on, it's okay.
It'll be a second. So we can just go.
Boy.
Alrighty. So welcome back to another session. It's been 2 weeks since we last played, but where we last left off was a pretty epic battle against this this sort of visage of this decayed and zombified Miwi. I'll just go through just for the sake of time and everything. I can kind of explain everything. So before you guys had made your way through this castle-like buildings, or this castle-like building with all of these doors and entryways to these different dimensions. And as you progressed further on, you discovered that these all centered around a theme that you were unaware of at the time. But after meeting the home's resident, Lady Pate, you started to put the pieces together that this was a attempt at bringing back memories from her long love. This was basically her futile attempt at recharging this woman's memories. She had lost her memories because of a affliction that a few of you are familiar with, or at least understand the concept of, which is called rot. And rot has affected people's minds and changes the color of their skin and affects their physiology in different ways, but it also replaces people's memories with dreams. So if you remember, you went to go get a cup of coffee with someone, and then rot comes in and will replace that memory of that cup of coffee with you fighting a dragon in a dream. It's just a 1-for-1 change. And so Lady Pate started trying to restore memories of this person to no avail. You guys had came in, rolled great on some persuasion checks to get her to kind of open up to you guys. And in that moment of her kind of explaining her situation and being vulnerable, you were all attacked by this creature. You recognize the creature as the same type as your nemesis as of this moment, a creature known as Miwi, which a few of you actually haven't taken the time to do research on what Miwi is. You just recognize that Miwi, the way it's been described to you, and the kind of the paintings on the walls that you've seen, and then this creature that you encountered are very similar to one another. Whether or not they're the same creature or not is up to your research. But you guys battled, very lengthy battle. And our session took about 3.5 hours, but in game was maybe 3 minutes or something like that, which D&D is pretty long. You guys were able to vanquish the creature, and then all the other kind of assistance that it had that was spawning out of the earth died off. And at the end of the evening, you were of course gratefully thanked by Lady Pate and given asylum in her home. She had asked that if you were to enter back through the portals, that anything that you would like to take is yours to take. She has no use for them anymore. They're old. Again, it was just this futile attempt to try to restore memories that failed, so she has no use for the doors anymore. So if you wanted to go back in and fight the creatures in there, she had no problem with it. But that her next steps for you, where she was going to do two things. Number one, she was going to direct you somewhere where you could have one of your party members, Poro, healed, who had been hit by a feeble mind spell from not an illithid, a neothalid. And then secondly, she was going to give you all the information that she knew about the furtherings of the cult of Miwi, their known members, their locations, anything that she could part on to you, so that you ultimately, by charge of the Opal Assembly through Jexay and everybody, could take this cult down finally. So you guys all found bed quarters in the space. She had taken an opportunity to gather up some food and different things for you to cook a meal when you guys wake up. But you've all found yourselves each in your own individual rooms. You did not have to room with one another if you chose not to, but if you would like to, you can. There are enough rooms in this estate for you to each have your own room if you would like that. But you all wake up as the music swells in perfect timing. Thank you, Skyrim. On a new day, you are rested, your spell slots are back, you are fully healed. Anything that you have used, any magic items that reset on a new dawn are reset to you, and the day is yours. What would you like to do, Swampy Six?
I noticed you changed the map.
Fantastic.
I did. Yeah, so actually let me go over a couple things with the map very briefly. Actually, I missed one. I wasn't able to grab one of them, but yeah, this is a map that she will, as a guide, as a handy sort of addition. She's going to give you an updated map of her understanding of the world. This is going to change. Bulgaria is going to shrink, and then the undead settlement is also going to shrink. I don't think anything else is going to go in there necessarily to replace them. Maybe some small villages or cities nearby. But most of it is going to stay approximately where it is. Some newer additions are Eustace Springs, Zugbo, Bay-On, or Bay-In, however you want to pronounce it, and El's Respite, which is in the top. That's where you guys are right now. This building is known to Lady Pate as a place for El to come home and to reset and try to get her memories back. So she's kind of named this her respite, her home, her kind of her space. So you guys are all rested, ready to go. What would you like to do? You're all in rooms by yourselves right now.
Octavius wants to get up and spend a little bit of time praying to his god.
Skatch is dead asleep, hungover.
Okay. Let's see here. Austin, why don't you go ahead and roll me a wisdom check.
Well, not great. Wisdom would be 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. You take some time and pray. Just depending on how the stars are kind of aligning and your mental energy at the time, sometimes you feel like you have a connection with Vandria herself. You're able to kind of reach out and break through that veil just very briefly to kind of make contact with her.
Right.
But based on your encounter, you're just exhausted. Your head's swimming with these things that it's hard to kind of break through that barrier. What else?
Poro is sitting in his room all alone, just doing nothing.
Staring at a wall.
Staring
Chain-
at a
you're
wall.
chain-
That's
you're-
all he's
you're-
doing.
You're chained to a wall. You're chained to the bed so you don't wander.
You see in the D&D camera a fly buzz around Poro's face and just land on his cheek, but he doesn't react or move. He just lets it sit.
Gargle's gonna go look for some food, like go walk down the hall and kind of use his nose to maybe smell for a kitchen.
Okay. Wrecker, what are you doing?
Sorry, I'm just looking at a new thing you have on the map. I'll hit my rock to try to get it to start
Okay.
saying stuff to me.
Okay. Yeah, as you pick it up and put it in your hand, you can feel like the very dull, almost arcane vibration that's kind of bubbling through it that indicates that it's ready to send a message if you would like to send something.
Are you there? Are you there? We're coming.
Okay.
That's
There's
it.
a brief moment as you can kind of see the words almost like appear on the stone itself in like a draconic runes, and then they flash like this blue and almost like fireflies. They kind of like blue sparks come out of the stone as they just kind of evaporate in the air. It seems like your message was sent.
Cool. There's this one.
There's that one.
Aww.
Alrighty. So Gargle's the first to awake and using your trusty meat scent, your dwarven meat center that is built into all native dwarves of where to find meat. You're able just to walk down the hallway of this main space and down the stairs. You're led right into the kitchen. And there, among the space, Lady Pate is kind of leaned over, like with one arm on a table, and is flipping through what appears to be like a relatively large book, maybe about the size of like a D&D book, but a lot thicker, probably not like that thick. And you can hear like heavy parchment pages are flipped, like a lot of ink is on them. They're very thick pages, and all around you is the cacophony of metal hitting together and sizzling and the popping of grease and the smell of fresh baked bread and apple pie hits your nose, and with a little bit of bacon and ham comes through, and you're kind of like wondering what on God's green earth is going on. And then you realize that all of these breakfast elements are being prepared by some of those unseen servants that you saw in the garden, originally trimming the hedges and watering the plants and things like that. She's brought some of those creatures in to prepare you all a meal in the morning. And as you approach, you see all this happening in front of you.
Oh my! Wow! Wow!
She kind of pauses and looks up and puts her hands together and goes, "Goggle, welcome. I'm sure you rested well. Yes, I'm sorry those beds were very old, but I hope they were good enough for your rest."
It's better than the rock last week.
Indeed. Well, please have a seat. Are your party members joining you this morning?
Eventually, we kind of just after a battle, we take our time to wake up.
Of course. Yes.
And some take a little more time due to the amount of beverage.
Of course. Well, speaking of beverage, can I offer you some coffee?
Yes.
And she kind of goes, oh, she like snaps her fingers off, and you see a ethereal like cup that is brought towards you. It's almost like very vaguely in the shape of like a pitcher, but it's opaque or translucent. Sorry, not opaque. It's translucent. You can see the coffee inside. You can see the steam coming out, and it's just gently poured from this thing into a small mug, and it's slid over to you. But just no one has done anything. It's all just invisible people moving things around. And she says, "Please have a seat. Our breakfast will be ready very, very soon. Within the hour, I promise. It's a lot of food. You're many people. We haven't had to prepare food for this large party in many years. So, please, if you would like to go wake your party members after your cup of coffee, I can get started on explaining everything that I know before you leave."
Okay.
I want to go find Gargle with the skeletons that I picked up from the battlefield yesterday. And am I able to locate him pretty easily?
Sure, yeah. You come out of your room, and all the other doors are closed, but the one that Gargles was staying in. And so you continue down the hallway, down the stairs, and he's right there sipping a cup of coffee, diving into some bread and some apple pie before the real meal starts.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, hold these for me. I'll need them later. There's just 4 skeletons that I have.
Like full human skeletons.
Yeah. Some of them are elvish. It's just the ones I picked up off.
I ain't holding nothing, but you can lay them there.
You have that bag. You can just throw them all in there.
I could hold them.
As you see, Wrecker descends the staircase and enters into this space. He's
All right.
very
well,
groggy. He's got crust under his eyes. He's barely looking through. Both of his hair is a bit of a mess, but he's
How
coming
big is the bag of holding, like dimension-wise? Is it like a knapsack or is it pouch?
So the actual description of it is just like a haversack, kind of like a small bag.
Okay.
The dimensions of the bag itself, I think, are 50 by 50 meters or something like that. So it can hold a lot.
Watch out,
Yeah.
Bubba.
Well, I'm gonna take the bag and toss it to Wayros and be like, "You all stuff them in there yourself if you can."
Watch out. Come on.
All right, I'll just throw them in there.
Okay.
I'm
Wrecker,
busy.
you come down the stairs and you see that there, as you begin to sit down at this large table, there's a plate of what looks like some ham and eggs that are slid towards you, and a large cup of water for you to eat. And it just appears, it just slides across the table. No one's handed it to you. It just appears in front of you.
You hear a crashing noise as Skatch falls down the last remaining stairs on the bottom, and he spills a bunch of his alcohol and items out of his bag, and he just kind of lays there.
Well, I'll look over at him and look over at the food, and then him, then the food, and then I'll slowly pick the food up, walk over to Skatch, and sit down by him, and
Aw.
try to get him to eat something.
His eyes are like swollen shut.
You mean his eye?
Yeah. His nose is like sniffing your food.
I wave around his little snout.
See a little tongue come out and just
Yeah.
check it out. Lady Pate, after you guys have came to the table, she goes, "Very well. I believe we're missing 2 members. Your paladin and your magic user. Would someone care to retrieve them? We can get started post haste. I don't want to waste any more time."
I think at that time, Octavius is probably finishing up his stuff. Everyone's kind of, at this point downstairs. He's going to go check on Poro because I don't know that anyone else had the responsibility to do so.
Nobody cares.
That would be true.
So yeah, I'm gonna go.
Skatch can't.
I'm gonna go peek in on Poro.
Okay, what's Poro doing when the door opens?
The same thing.
You tie him up, Skatch?
He's just sitting there, brain dead.
I think I did, probably with a rope or something.
Spencer, you're muted.
Poro's just sitting there, brain dead.
1,000-yard stare.
Oh come on, little guy, let's go. And he goes in there, picks him up, slings him over his shoulder, and then just kind of like goes down the stairs.
Does
Okay.
Poro have underwear underneath his like cloak thing?
That's
I'm assuming so.
I'm just wondering if he's getting carried like that. If you could see some.
He's got his bare ass hanging out.
he's got a
This
robe on.
matters.
He's got
This
like
matters. Come on.
He's got
We'll
two
say-
robes on.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's got a loincloth at least, like a sumo wrestler loincloth kind of thing going.
Yeah.
And right as Lady Pate finishes that sentence, you hear the telltale sounds of footsteps coming down the staircase as Octavius and Poro arrive to the conversation. She goes, very well. Please, gentlemen, have a seat. Food has been prepared. There's plenty of options. There's desserts, there's treats, there's meats, there's water, ale if you prefer. Just take your pick. There's plenty. But please, I ask you sit down and please be ready to listen because time is of the essence here. I don't want any wasted time. We must be on our way now. We must be hurrying. So you guys all settle down and get situated, grab your plate of food, and as you're eating, she kind of explains this to you. And she says, this, my wonderful Swampy Six, my beautiful adventuring party, this is the Journal of Elle, as is what I've called it. It's the Journal of Elle herself. This is a book that she has taken upon herself to fill with everything and anything that she has seen on her adventures. It stopped about 3/4 of the way, and I filled the rest of the journal with theories and ideas about what the cult might be doing. It is yours if you would like it, but before then, let me explain to you what's in it. And she kind of takes it and flips it open to the first page and kind of pivots it around the table towards you on the first page. And on the first page is a crudely drawn map of Midhold, which is the part of the continent that you guys are in right now. And she goes through and points out all the cities, and some of them you recognize and some of them you don't, which is why you guys see the new areas on the map that have been filled in. And she just kind of goes through her journey through Midhold, and there's very crude drawing. As you flip to the next page, there's a drawing of another continent with a couple of key names. Some of you recognize Skatch. You recognize immediately Harkinstown as one of the parts on the map as well. And it appears like so if you're looking at the map like this, so this part I'm mirrored. So this part of the continent is like filled in, like Tiberias here, Malaris here, the luxuriant coast is here. Then on this side of the continent, you got all this side of the continent, you have like Harkinstown and the Mephistian Empire and stuff like that. Then down here, where you can't see, down here is like the Dwarven towns and different things like that. That's very, very roughly filled in. And then the one all the way down here is there, it's just gray on the map. There's nothing down there. It's filled in very briefly with a couple of rocky outcroppings, but then the rest of whatever is there is literally just it's not even filled in. It appears that whatever's over there, Elle didn't have a chance to discover what was in that area. And you see as she kind of flips through the pages and starts telling you the stories of Elle, how she was a historian before she became an adventurer. She had a passion and a love and a desire for history and the cultures of the world, especially. So she took it upon herself to travel to all of these different places around Elune. But she saw a lot of shit in her time as a historian, a traveler, a lot of warring continents, a lot of famine and all these terrible things. So she decided to take up a weapon, in her case, a mace and a shield. And she took the fight to the oppressors of these places, of these continents that she's traveled to. So she's kind of like an Indiana Jones type, but if Indiana Jones became like a Navy SEAL, and not just like a random guy that traveled all around. So that's kind of her story. So she goes through and describes all these things, and at the back of it you can tell the handwriting changes substantially. There's like a final page that's sort of the descriptor of what's happening, and then the last page is a change of handwriting to what you assume is Lady Pate's. And this goes through a description of all of what she knows about the cult of Miwi. She mentions that Miwi, to those of you who are not familiar and who don't want to metagame, is a creature known as a beholder. Those of you who have no idea what a beholder is, I'm assuming a lot of you probably don't, but I would let you roll a history check if anybody would like to figure out what a beholder is in game.
I
So you have
kind of
the
feel
knowledge.
like, I mean, Octavius may know something due to his time of the Knights of Andria, but
Sure. I'll let anybody who wants to take a stab at it roll
that
because you
is
guys have all encountered MeWe.
14.
Okay. Okay.
Natural 1.
Okay. So for the best is a 14.
I mean, Poro won't be rolling,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep, the best
even
is
though
a
he wants
14.
to.
Okay. Tyler, what'd you get?
I got a 16.
16. Okay. So yeah, both you around the same area. Say the DC was around 15. So both of you recognize a beholder as a creature that is actually one of the more famous beholders that you immediately recognize is a beholder named Xanthar, who is this beholder who was actually in charge of a thieves guild long time ago, that ran a thieves guild up into like the top echelons of crime, only to, through its insatiable need for greed and money and power, just threw it off a cliff and just dropped it right off. I mean, it was a tale of rising highs and absolute crashing lows. But you do know from a combat scenario, Octavius and Skatch,
Mhm.
you guys both know that they have all of their eyes that they have that you very clearly saw do different things. These eye stalks have different powers or abilities, and that most importantly, a 16 would get you this information, Skatch, that the beholder has a cone of vision that comes out of its main eye that stops any magic from being cast inside the cone.
Sorry,
During that time.
I was just thinking like a cone of vision. Like you mean like an eye? Like
Yeah. Yep. Through its one eye, it's got like an anti-magic cone, basically.
Fuck.
Yep. So she describes that to you,
Anti-Poro.
and then she starts to review some of the other members of MeWe's chosen. So the information on some of them is really weak, but she will give you what she knows. Although it's limited, she was kind of kept on the fringes just because she's kind of a nice person that just kind of got roped into it. She's not evil. She's not really in on the game of this whole evil thing. So they kind of kept her on the fringes of information a lot of the time because she's not really buying into the whole take over the world shit. But this is what she knows. So you know everything about the sinister priest. His name was Jan Seden, which for those of you who missed it is an anagram for Cody Dean, which is based off of our old lore from back in the day. I mentioned that at the end of a session a while ago, but I can't remember who was there for that. He is a fallen cleric who was trying to make himself immortal, and MeWe basically roped him in and said, "Here's an opportunity to make you immortal if you come work for me." He was already a grave cleric that transformed his theme of grave clerics into necromancy, and just went off the deep end and just started chopping bodies and bringing people back from the dead and torturing. I mean, he just went off the deep end with it, and that's why you found his house. His house is called Fort Joy, and it's the place that MeWe kind of gave to him in order to perfect his torturing implements and to do all these things. It was actually built by Lady Pate herself. It's a new construction that Lady Pate was forced to build per the specifications of Jan Seden. So it's a little bit about him. Then Lady Pate, of course. She mentions some sort of elvish person, maybe a dark elf or something that exists in the Feywild. She's not exactly sure the details about that. She knows that there is MeWe does have interest in other dimensions and conquering other dimensions outside of the one that we're on right now. And it seems that his first step into that is the realm that parallels the material plane directly, which is the Feywild. So he's kind of taken steps to try to push into that direction so he can start to conquer the Feywild. Not much is known about that individual. The one thing that you do know is that they're very skilled with a bow, and that they have they have elvish features. That's what you know about them. There is another individual who exists somewhere in the oceans of Elune. Whether they have a base of establishment, or they live under the water, or they exist somewhere in that space, but they are some sort of shape-shifting or other humanoid individual that loves the water. You see a couple of side notes are like water genasi ? Druid ? Triton ? You heard her just trying to like process what it could possibly be. And it's the reason that this individual specifically is water based is because that's the other part of the continent that Miwi wants to cover. A lot of other people are covering land, but no one is really in the space of water. And so Miwi has brought on this individual. Not much more details known about them other than they're not necessarily human, and they're like they don't have skin. You know, they can transform or do something differently. So there's that. Miwi has also recruited somewhere in the hierarchy of the giants. Miwi has brought in a giant. The story involved in this is that the individual is trying to rise through the ranks of of the I can't remember the giant hierarchy, but is using Miwi as a power tool to climb the ranks of the giant hierarchy. Not much information is known about that individual, just that they are of giant kin and they are extremely, extremely dangerous.
I think it's called the Ordning.
The Ordning, thank you. Yes. So they are extremely, extremely dangerous. And then the other individuals are listed as question marks. She has no more information on them.
So you're telling me that we gotta go to the ocean, to the forest world, and to fight giants?
If this is your charge, my human friend, then yes. If you are to eliminate this cult from existing on this material plane, then these are the steps you would have to take. Perhaps, like me, you may be able to convince them and not eliminate them to change sides, but unfortunately, I was left on the fringes of this information as I am a little less privy to the evil and the machinations that they bring forth. I think it will take a little bit more convincing if you are not to kill them, but to just speak with them.
At least you got a door to one of the places.
Indeed, yes. Yes, we do. We do have a door to the Feywild. I do not know if that is where this individual is located. I cannot speak to any of their locations outside of very vague and general ideas, but I unfortunately know not where they are, and I don't even know that much information about them. What they wield, if they're magical, or if they use weaponry, if they are tall, if they're short, if they're skinny, if they're fat. I don't know much more about them, unfortunately. Just a vague descriptions that have been sent my way.
I do have a question about these gates that you've established here.
Yes, of course.
Are these illusions that we've gone into, or are these actual like teleportation into different regions of our world?
They are genuine, authentic doorways to where they exist. Yes, they are portals around the spaces that El was familiar with. They are magical in nature.
How did you accomplish such a feat?
I, among my friends who are much more proficient magic users of myself, were able to assist. I built the simple structure and they imbued it with magic, which is why I can, the final part of our conversation, I can show you what that has ultimately led to inside of this space. But we'll get to that after all your questions are answered. Please continue.
What is in that chest guarded by the large worm?
Oh, I know not. I grabbed it from I can't even remember where I grabbed it from. It was on the western coast of the continent through one of my doorways. I had slain some hobgoblins to get it, and I just grabbed a chest, threw it in the space, and then brought the neothalid into the space. The purpose of that room is purely just to spark some sort of adventuring in her mind, to get the adrenaline pumping and to make her go through her reflexes of her movement once more. It's not really a treasure room per se. You're more than welcome to go back in, although, and she kind of turns to Poro and goes, I'm not sure it will end the same as it has for your friend, but
Last I checked, God told us that we couldn't go back to that room.
I don't know what it's in there.
true.
Oh, that's true. Levi left
I'm still
that
allowed to go
discussion.
back in there.
There you go.
By yourself.
by himself.
And by the way, you know magic. Can you? And he points to Poro and be like, "Can you fix him?" Points to Poro and be like, "Can you fix him?"
I cannot personally, but I know several who can. One of them is in the city of Hearth. Are you familiar with the city of Hearth very well?
I'm not happy
Yeah.
about it.
The
Oh,
sewers,
What?
the taverns, the high life, and the
Brothel.
that
Brothels.
place. Yep. The stadium. That's the word I'm trying to think of. Those places.
Yes, yes, of course. Well, you know that they have a very proficient magical hierarchy within the city of Hearth. The military,
didn't.
who's, oh, okay, well, now you do. The facilities that are in place in the city through the army division there called the Opal Assembly. I'm sure you've had many encounters with them if you're familiar with Hearth. They have a whole wing of magic users, druids, clerics, sorcerers, wizards. Just in case of an invasion on the city, they have plenty of support. I would recommend my first stop, since it's only a few days south of here, to attempt to go to Hearth first and see what they can offer you. Um, speak to the clerics, tell them that you are on this great adventure, and maybe they will slide some money their way, and they might be able to convince you might be able to convince them of
greedy
casting some
fucks.
great magics.
So can you teleport us there? That'd be a whole lot faster.
It's funny you mentioned that, my great dwarven friend. After all of your questions, I was going to show you my one and only working summoning portal, which is a portal to inside of the city of Hearth. It's the only one that I have. It's the only one that functions, but it is how I've been able to move supplies back and forth between my location and the city. This food that you're reading comes from the city itself.
Well, good.
We get to Malera.
I do not, unfortunately, have a summoning circle to Malara. The Elven lands are almost completely closed off from outside influence. Very rarely do they interact with outsiders. I know your paladin friend is at least familiar with them, since they have a Vandrian symbol upon their chest. But outside of that, I don't have any way to contact them. I'm very sorry.
I still very much wish to make it to Malara before we go anywhere else.
I agree.
And just out of character here, I mean, I'm seeing the map here. Would I know that we're pretty damn close to the wall by Malara?
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. I propose that we hold off on the portal to Hearth. Malara is a short distance away. We could make it there in not much time at all. I know that the army has individuals that could heal you or could heal Poro, and I have some business that I'm concerned for in Malara of my own, and I ask that you come along and assist me in this.
Who comes along?
You, us, the swamp. We are the
Me?
Swampy Six. I'd like to say that I've become a part of this group. I hope that my interests are your interests.
Well, I gotta save this girl who may like me. I don't know what's going on.
Gargle is gonna poke Poro in the face and be like, "We got to fix the red dum dum pretty quick."
That's
And
true.
keep poking him in the face and seeing how he responds.
Oh,
Doesn't do anything.
I'm sorry. Really quickly too, but just to interrupt very briefly with RP. She knows one other individual that is in the south of the continent right now. She knows that they exist in the southern portion of the continent in the desert area, but she's heard of a town that's in that area called Eustace Springs, and she knows that a new member is working in that space, someone that has recently been recruited, but that is literally it. Just there's a new member being discussed, and that they have began their influence in the south of the continent in Eustace Springs.
Out of
I
character,
forgot to mention that.
Austin very much so wants to go to like a desert campaign. I love that the idea. I really want to go just down south if we can. So
That's right.
Sorry,
next to
that's the one
Bulgaria.
I did forget to mention that. So yeah.
So new member in south of continent.
Yep, and a town called Eustace Springs, which is part of the reason why I updated the map so you could see where it
Eustace
was.
Springs.
Have you had that there, that area though? There,
The
a while.
area has been there, but you didn't know the name of it until today.
I see.
Is it Eustace Springs where Cars takes place?
It's
What?
Radiator Springs.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Radiator.
Pretty much the
As
same.
far as I know, Eustace Springs is my own creation, but I could be wrong.
Eustace is the name of the guy from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
oh,
That
there
is
we
true.
go. We're mixing
that is
Pat's
That's
two great
one.
loves: Courage the Cowardly Dog and
And
Cars.
Cars, yeah. So yeah, anything else that you may require? I have some parting things for you before you step on your way, regardless of where you go. But please, if you have questions, now is the time to ask.
Gold? Is that some of the parting things?
I don't have any gold for you, young dwarf. I'm sorry. Most of it has gone to, maintaining the magical spells that go into this, purchasing the spell components and requirements to keep these spaces up and running. I don't have much to give you. I could part with what little I can, but I have other things that I need to be purchasing as well. So
I feel
We've
as though
got
we've
enough
asked you
gold.
much of things for our benefit, but I want to make sure that I am making good of our agreement. Um,
Mm.
should we come across your loved one in our adventure, have you any information as to what she looks like, or how she is doing in her current state of affliction with the rots? What can we do to ensure that she may trust us in this time and keep her safe? Have you any information for us for that?
yes, it's a question that I have pondered many a night recently. Unfortunately, she started off with beautiful dark colored skin that has just transformed into this wicked orange. She's nearly unrecognizable. She has no hair. She's completely bald all over. And she's orange. This almost carrot colored pigment on her skin. She won't recognize you. She unfortunately is probably decayed to the point her mental state has probably decayed to the point where she won't even recognize me. Um, I fear that there's nothing you can do to bring her back. I have attempted on a few occasions to use this book as a way of potentially locating her through magics, but whomever is holding her captive has prevented that magic from going through. I've had no luck. Um, you are more than welcome to take this book and go and as my token of information and potentially a way to track her, but every attempt that I've had has fallen on deaf ears.
Have we any means of communicating with you once we've left here?
Or if any of you are familiar with the sending spell, you are more than welcome to send me a sending message.
What about
I
this
am
rock?
capable of that.
Wonderful. I just want to make sure that we are able to keep in communication with you
Of course,
should
yes.
we ever find out anything or need your guidance moving
Yes.
forward.
Of course, of course. I'm here as long as I am alive. Whether or not MeWe decides to focus its wrath upon me is a question that we will soon discover. But
Do
for
we,
now,
as the Swampy Six, have any sort of like home base? I know like Jexay has kind of been like our go-to guy, but do we have like home?
nope. Session
Where the hell
session notes 3/9/2021 might have something to do with that the exact question that you've brought up.
Because I was getting ready to ask, hey, since you're the architect, could we maybe get like a little bit of a home base here, kind of going?
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think it would be so badass to have like a place to come back to, set our stuff up. I don't want to abuse our relationship with Lady Pate, but to be able to kind of like have a give and take and have a home base to come back, um, you know, clean up, get our shit back together, so on and so forth, and maybe even if we could create some sort of a hub with portals or something. I don't know if that's possible at all, but like I would be willing to put in the money for it for sure. I think it would be.
are you asking are you asking this in character, or are you just kind of like
I was spitballing there. I'm happy to go back and ask.
your character? Whatever you want to do.
Lady Pate, given that you're an architect, especially involved in the arcane and able to do what you have done here in this establishment, I have a request for you, and that is the Swampy Six have nowhere to call home, nowhere to centralize our efforts. Um, and I believe that you would be an individual who could give us just that. Your ability to craft and create could give us a base of operations, and alongside you, I believe that this could be our home base, and our operations as a resistance against the cult of Miwi. Is that something that you would be interested in?
She kind of thinks and ponders for a moment and goes, "That is possible, but I can offer you perhaps a different solution.
Sure.
Through the teleportation circle that I have that will take you to Hearth should you choose to go there, it empties into a home, a home that I have in the city of Hearth that I am more than willing to give you free of charge. The basement is set up for multiple summoning circles should you have a strong enough magician user to establish multiple teleportation spaces throughout the continent, but it's also quite a large building. It's, if you're familiar with the High Point district of Hearth, it's where many dignitaries and people of influence within the city reside. And the home is there. It's, albeit on the outskirts of the space. It's not directly in the center of town, but I just have one staff member who helps me gather supplies and food, who stays at the residence permanently by themselves. They don't have any other a home, so you are
This
more than welcome to take the space if you'd like to.
Goblin Butler. Oh, come on. Oh man, it'd be so fucking cool.
I
Anyway,
have one servant there and a handful of cooks that come through and on rotation.
Cool.
And I do occasionally bring in a housekeeper, but outside of that, the facility is very secure and could maybe lend you for a place to return to, and take a maybe rest your head after a long journey. It's welcome to you as my gift, as my way of saying thank you for even taking this on for me. This is substantially more than I could have ever asked for, and honestly, the house sits vacant for most of the time anyway, so I'm happy to see bodies inside.
I think very much so that could be of great benefit to us. From
Of course.
this home and hearth, are we able to make it back here to come visit you?
Yes, yes, very, of course. In the basement, the only working summoning circle, portal, teleportation circle, is directly from this location to the home.
Wonderful.
It's purely just a way for me to access the major parts of the city to make purchases, grab
Great.
spell components, food, items, everything that I might need. Since, in case you may have forgotten, we are in the middle of the Plain of Ash, so it's very hard for me to gather up all of these supplies on a regular basis. But of course, it is yours. It is yours to take. You may name the home whatever you may like. That's totally fine with me. I don't have a problem with that at all. Just please
So
try to keep.
what you're saying is it's a hole that goes to the plane of ash.
Huh? What do you mean?
It's a portal, which is basically some type of hole through space that goes to the plane of ash, right?
Yes, but to this home specifically, not just to the plane.
Let's call it the ash hole.
That was the setup.
Alrighty.
Kick him out.
I did, in fact, kick him out. The house, if you would choose to keep the name, is totally up to you.
Ashhole.
Elle and I, we called it the Fairweather Mansion, but feel free to call it whatever else you would like. Anything else? Do you have any other questions, please?
It's the swamp hole.
Um,
I'm
Oh, the
personally-
Fairweather Manor. Excuse me, not mansion.
Fairweather
Fairweather
Manor.
Manor.
It's a really good thing Austin's here.
Is
Why?
that is there a way we can remove the maze so we don't have to go through a maze every time we come here?
Oh, I'm
Well,
sure
the
she's got
portal will bring you directly to the summoning space.
But if
beneath your feet.
we're gonna go to Malara from here, how do we get out safely
Oh.
and not get lost?
Yes, yes, I understand. There is a entrance on the rear of the garden. Behind us, directly behind the home, is a small attachment of a maze. I can navigate you through that small addition of the maze very easily. It's quite filled with traps, but I can remove those for you before you step
Right.
through, and you can easily enter.
Would you say it's a tight squeeze into that back door?
I'll just keep doing it. I'll just keep doing it. I don't really care. I'll just keep doing it. I really don't. Alrighty. So, if that answers all of your questions, or do you have anything else? Anything you can think of? Last chance.
What
Oh, I
other
got stuff.
what other notable treasures lie within those doors?
Unfortunately, I do not really know what's inside of them. I've just grabbed them from various places around the world. I opened them to check them briefly, but then just threw them in the rooms. They're not meant for actual treasure hunting. They're just props. They're just details of the fantasy world I was trying to build. I know one of them had some gold and some various trinkets, and I believe there was a diamond mirror in one of them that I saw. But outside of that, I don't really remember what was in there. Their purpose is long been used. I don't have that great of a memory, unfortunately. I'm sorry. That was perhaps 10, maybe even 15 years ago that I've set those up. They've been there for a very, very long time. And none of the creatures in there age either. They are immune to aging. They do not need food or water. It's a separate plane, almost a separate space, a bubble almost that it just encapsulates those areas where they don't progress. It's her own little world that I tried to create.
Wow.
So Octavius sort of steps up to everyone and gestures, and he says, I propose that we take this portal to Hearth, establish ourselves in the manor, find Lady Pate's contact who may be able to restore Poro's mind, gear up, and then make our way back to Malara post haste in order to resolve what is happening. I need to check in on my mother, and as close as we are from here, I do not see a reason why we shouldn't.
I also want to check in on your mother. Did I say that out loud? What is in this morning ale?
I'm gonna kill you.
Ogre's looking to get his brown wings.
You have disrespected my family in my name.
She's a sweet lady.
Yeah,
Keep
I
on the
mean,
strings.
so basically, yeah, Octavius wants to go get established, go figure out what we can do from here, or from Hearth, get all of our shit established, kind of set up our home base, and then
Sure.
set out and see where we can go from there.
Okay.
Have we established sort of what the next step in the Cult of Miwi is going to be? I know that we had mentioned, like, at the very end of our last session, I thought, a name, like a
We're
place to
chasing
go
giants.
to. Am I wrong?
I don't. Not that I remember.
Okay. Maybe I thought there was some sort of a name tossed out as a place to go, but I don't have anything written down.
In my notes, I have a little wrap up for you guys after you're done answering all your questions that she can kind of give you a next steps.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, as for me, I mean, I think Octavius has all of his questions answered. He knows that, we now have, a means to come back. We have a means to communicate. We have, at least in terms of our agreement, something to, move forward for Lady Pate. And now we've got some vague ideas of some stuff that I think Octavius definitely wants to go set up, like, a Beautiful Minds-esque room at the manor and, like, start kind of getting like a home base established and, like, use that as, like, let's head out to this next place and see what we can do.
Okay. Cool. Any other questions? You guys can think of anything before we head out? She'll wrap up.
Yeah, you said that you didn't like her orange skin.
No, I did not say I didn't like her orange skin. I just said her beautiful dark skin had turned into a sickly orange coloration.
Well, that's
is
my.
reversible.
Do you see my complexion?
Not quite as yours is a little lighter than hers. The skin, the coloration for hers is almost carrot colored. It's almost impossibly, like, reddish orange. It's unlike her skin color at all. If you were born with it, I understand. It may be a different story for you, but for someone who originally was born with beautiful dark skin, having it change into orange is off-putting.
I'll turn to Poro and ask,
Am I not a carrot?
Because I mean, honestly, if I was to speak for Poro, it doesn't sound like he carrots at all. Carrot all, carrot all.
nice.
Can we kick Pat?
So, if that's everything, I will tell you the last place that I'm aware of them holding her is an area. Hang on, let me grab the map here so I can follow along with you guys. Where's my?
Oh, that was a good laugh. Thanks, Ben.
Never answered me.
He can't.
I liked how when she was talking about the orange skin, Ben looked at his arm. Like, Wrecker was all confused about the skin.
Oh.
The first place that I would attempt to look is perhaps somewhere in the Durjab Desert. I know Al Ramla is a place that Miwi was looking to get established, and I know that the southern portion of the continent of Alun is somewhere that he is missing influence overall. So I would start there. I have no way of knowing if that's where they're holding her. That's why I have charged you all with finding her, because I lack critical information. If that's everything, I would like to hand you some parting gifts and then send you on your way. If you
Ask
would
a village.
be so accepting.
Ask about a village. What village?
She grabs a small box and pulls it. I mean, I gave you the chance for meta, and no one took it. She grabs a box from under the table and sets it down. It's a pretty large box, like a crate-sized thing. And of course, Dean's gone. He's the fucking first one I have on my list. There you are. Okay.
Here, I was just
so-
undoing something.
She grabs a big carton and a big like crate, almost like a banana crate kind of, and sets it on the table. And she starts sifting through it and goes, "I have some parting gifts for you all, if you would be so kind in accepting. This is to aid you on your journey and however it's able to. These are leftover things from Elle's adventuring party that had been lost. They've been sitting collecting dust, not being used for going on 30 years now, so I figured it would be best used in the hands of some capable adventurers."
Which we are.
Indeed. Okay, so Goggle, for you, I have a small vial that will help you be strong and courageous in battle. And she sends you... Oh, wait, I fucking linked the wrong thing. Sorry. She sends you this. And to my rat friend, I'd like to have a separate discussion with you, but I would ask that you keep that cloak around your neck. It's a fantastical magical item that's known as the Vermin's Shroud. It's incredibly magical and has rumored a potential to scale far beyond its original version through wonderful deeds, and it almost enhances itself compoundingly. So I ask, please hang on to that, wear it, and unlock its full potential for me, if you would be so kind.
Of course, it's really stylish.
To your sorcerer friend, I know he's a bit lacking right now, but when he emerges from his stupor, you may hand him this, and she'll hand whoever sticks their hand out.
I'll take it.
Okay, it is
thank God.
a spell scroll of Dimension Door.
Ooh. Yeah, so he'll take that and he'll just put it into his satchel. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sell it later.
One of you guys would, not Austin.
Sell it to pay for his treatment.
We have plenty of
Um,
money.
Alrighty. Where is... Wait, where did the... Oh, that's where it is. Okay, sorry. Next up, I have a small ring. I saw in combat your pale orange-skinned gentleman had transformed himself into another creature, and this ring is supposed to aid in that as well. And she gives you. Wait, why can't I open this? Oops.
Oh, you're talking about Wolf Boy.
Hey, side note, is the silver bot actually working, or am I just not able to hear it?
Yeah, I think it's working.
It's working.
Okay.
Maybe turning them up.
It's weird because it only turned on for me when Tyler joined. So I think it's kind of glitchy.
Okay, it must be.
Connected to my spirit.
Huh, that's fine. I mean,
How did? Wait, Ben. For some reason, I can't. The link when I click on your item, it's like not. It's like not going through.
Not going.
Oh, here I found it. I found it.
Dean's got a dinosaur on his shirt.
whoa.
Uh-huh.
Where are you? There you are. She gives you this. To a wonderful and crucial healer, I present you this, and she pulls out 3 small vials, red vials. You immediately recognize as healing potions, and she says these are greater healing potions. They heal a substantial more than your regular healing potions do, and they will aid you in keeping your allies alive in battle.
I wonder if I could alter these. I say that as I take the healing potion.
Okay. And then finally, for your wonderful paladin, we have this item right here. And she pulls out a pair of small brown leather boots and hands them to you.
Oh shit, that's fucking cool as hell.
Little
Leave 'em.
little item I came up with, inspired by Whisper
Yeah, that's fucking
from
awesome.
the Vestige of Divergence.
Are these a vestige of divergence?
No, it's inspired
Gotcha.
by a Vestige of Divergence. Yeah. So far, the only one that has a vestige right now is Tyler.
So
Tyler's the
cool.
one and only vestige.
So cool.
Or not the one and only, but the one and only you have access to.
I need
Cool.
one.
So she says, all right, well, that's everything that I have for you. Oh, I'm sorry, wonderful dwarf. One moment, please. And she kind of scurries upstairs and is gone for a few moments. Any of you guys want to do RP while she's gone?
What do you think she's gonna get me?
I don't care.
I hope it's a sword.
You have several swords already.
I have one good sword. I have a knife. I have a hand axe. And a shield. And really good armor.
Oh, actually, that reminds me, Gargle. I actually have something for you.
You got something for me?
I do. And he reaches down into his satchel. He's digging around, and he brings it up and says, "Up, it's right here. Picked it out just special for you."
Is that more of that? Is that more of that magic stuff? I don't
Yeah,
like
actually, it multiplies. See, there's 2 of them.
What does that symbol mean?
It's a crude gesture that I picked up in my time in the army.
She comes back down the stairs and sorry, you were gonna say something.
I was gonna say, you touch your mother with that hand, huh?
Only with gloves. Only with gloves.
She comes back down with a small box, almost looks like a jewelry box. She takes her seat back on the table and opens it up and pulls out one bag of what appear and sound to be coins, in a leather pouch. And she hands them to you and goes, "This is unfortunately all that I can part with. Again, these are the coins of the adventures that Elle had traveled with for a long time. They've just been sitting, collecting dust, not being used. I figured a party of adventurers could put them to more use than I ever could."
Well, we'll probably use it to fix our red friend.
Indeed, please, by
Please,
all means,
God.
do so. It is 30 platinum pieces and 25 gold pieces.
Oh my.
I'm gonna speak on it. I'll say, do you think that your partner's affliction could have been brought on by the sheer amount of memories they've made? I know that the
don't-
disease affects memories, and you said your partner has explored many things and seen many things, so
That's potentially a possibility, healer friend. I do not know. Of the brief research that I was able to do, rot seems to be random. Um, it's indiscriminate. It attacks people from farmers to adventurers to politicians to performers. It has no sensible pattern of any kind. It just wipes out. It's just an affliction. You are more than welcome to do as much research as you can. I encourage it greatly, but in the brief window that I've had of to go to the library in Hearth and speak to their clerics and to come here, that's all I've been able to discover.
everything has a pattern.
I would hope so, for my sake.
Quick, I have one more question, and this may be out of your expertise, and we'll figure it out when we go to Hearth, maybe. But I have something in the bag of mystery. It's a mysterious origin.
Mystery.
Very
And
well.
so he's
What-
gonna
what
reach
is it?
in. He's gonna reach into the bag of holding and pull out that egg.
Thank
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Be like, what is it?
She takes it a moment and examines it for a moment. She's going to roll an Arcana check on it. Oops.
I think this is the first time Waver's seen the egg.
Where's her fucking sheet? I gotta figure out what her fucking intelligence is. There it is. Okay. She takes a moment and examines it and really like pours it over and starts rubbing it along the edges. You see, from when you picked it up the last time you had it, it has not aged. It doesn't have a scratch on it. It's like perfect. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it at all. And she goes, "I believe this is an egg. It's a egg of some sort of magical creature. It's very powerful. I don't know exactly what creature it is, but it is magical in nature. It's very, very powerful."
Is this the first time Waver has seen this? I think it is. I'm gonna look at Gargle and say, how long have you had that?
How old are you?
Since like 2018, you guys have never done anything with it.
I'm 16.
Then about 6 months in, or a few months in game time. Just a few, probably. Not even. Did we get it? We got it before we went to Hearth for the first time. So, and we spent maybe only a month.
I'd say maybe 8 weeks, 6 to 8
Oh,
weeks.
8 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we
a couple,
haven't Earth too. So.
only a week or so, I thought, but or maybe
Yeah.
2. I don't know.
She
Okay.
kind of, she takes her head and kind of pushes her ear up against the side of the egg and sits there for a moment and goes, "There's something alive in this egg. It's growing. It's magical, definitely, but it's alive. Where did you find this, Goggle? I've never seen anything like this before."
Oh, it's a funny story. We were traveling to Hearth and found it in a cart. I guess it's not that funny of a story, but it is a story.
She smiles and goes, "Yes, this is wonderful. Would you mind if I keep it? If you don't have any purpose for it in your adventures, of course, I could maybe find a way to hatch it and raise this creature."
Well, if it's rideable, I really want to ride it.
I'm unfamiliar of what exactly the origin of the creature is, but I will, of course, take time and do plenty of research and find out for you. But
And if it can
That is-
fly, I still want to ride it.
very well. To maybe quelch your companion animal companion thirst. Maybe this would help. And she's like whistles. I can't do the fucking whistle where you put your fingers in your mouth and whistle. So she does that. And then all of a sudden you see a dog run into the kitchen and evaporate. And she
Where
goes,
did-
"Oh, come on, come on, come on!" And it pops up on the table where you guys are all eating. You see plates and stuff clatter everywhere, and there's a dog with big, long brown ears. The same dog that you saw in the garden area is, just like standing on the table, ready for someone to give it attention and love.
Gargle covers his food when he sees it.
Like dog.
Yes, you've summarized correctly. This is, in fact, a blink dog. I found it on my adventures. As a matter of fact, it was just wandering the city of Hearth all alone. I didn't know it was a blink dog until I woke up the next morning and couldn't find it, and it had blinked into my cabinets.
A
It
wink
scared me half
dog.
to death, but yes, it's a blink dog. It's a special kind of dog that's imbued with some kind of magical energy. I'm unfamiliar exactly with what kind, but it has the ability to teleport instantaneously from one space to another. They're incredibly entertaining. A little bit of a hassle when they're maybe a puppy. They can kind of get a little rambunctious, but other than that, they are quite the companion. I'd be willing to part with it, of course, if you would like a companion in the homestead. I gather it probably gets very bored here, and it likes to be out. That's why I've let it out in the garden to run through the maze and to explore. But maybe it enjoys or misses the city life that I once found it in.
Octavius pops down on one knee and coos it up to him and just starts
But just
Squawk on his face.
devours your face with licks.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
What is this good boy's name?
I had named him something long ago, but honestly, you can name him whatever you'd like. If you would take him, he is yours now.
Just
think
call
that
him
we
dog.
No, we should have a vote. This boy needs a proper name.
If you would like to know, the name that I had originally given it was Tinulik, which is Tinulik. Yes, it's a funny story. When I had discovered the dog, it was a very beautiful night in the city of Hearth, and an asteroid had flown overhead, and right as I had brought it back to my home. And in Elvish, Tinuik is star-like or asteroid. It seemed like a fitting name at the time, but
I got a good name.
I call it Tin, but you can call it whatever you'd like.
We could call it scat,
Sir,
kind of like sketch, but no ch, just scat.
Call it dog. I don't understand why we need to call it something other than what it is.
But
oh,
it winks.
Serafina.
Oh,
There's that.
Long story.
he said it's a winking dog. Why don't we call it Wink?
I don't think she said wink. You got cork in your ears?
Wink? What'd you say? Winking?
Blink dog, like a
That-
blink with your eyes. Blink. It blinks out of space.
How? What's the distance?
Can travel anywhere from. Actually, let me look. I think it's 30 feet.
Can it travel to Hearth?
No,
That would be
no,
pretty
just
cool.
short distances. Short distances.
Can I ride it?
It's a little too small for you to ride,
Good
unfortunately.
question.
Will it get bigger?
40 feet.
Will it get bigger?
You can see the dog itself it almost looks like a basset hound. It's got really long brown ears and kind of a short face. And then all along its back, it's got like a blend of black, white, and brown kind of spots all throughout its body. Kind of like a beagle basset hound mix, kind of. But you're welcome to take it if you'd like. But if that's everything, we can be going. If you all are ready to leave,
Yes. I think we'll be ready.
I'll
We'll
let
take a
you
few
decide
more of
on the
these.
journey.
We'll
Yes,
take a
of
few more of
course,
these to
please.
go.
Take them. I'll let
Skatch,
you
you wanna
decide
fill
on your
yourself up?
journey. Sketch.
Sketch needs
what?
filled up.
Do you want to
Oh
fill
yeah,
your?
could you do that?
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
All right, yeah. He asks, "Do you
Okay.
think you could fill up my gourd?" And he kind of like hunches over and
Yes, of course. Actually, my little rat friend, I would like to have a chat with you if you would be so kind. Just you and me, if that's okay with the rest of the party.
He looks at Poro for confirmation for some reason.
I'll help myself to another. Looks all right.
Okay. Please discuss amongst yourselves what you would like to name, or rename Tin, or you could just keep his name. He's used to it at this point, but he's yours now, so you may do what you wish. Um, Sketch, please follow me to my chambers for just a brief moment.
He follows her.
Okay.
Oh. So,
Serafina.
or we could
Just
do,
call it dog.
we could call
Dog
it dog
Serafina.
or Tinny.
How about you fucking
Serafina
fix me?
dog.
We're trying
Fix me, damn it!
metagame
We'll
Spency.
fix you when we get to Hearth.
She gave me money. Wait, how many gold pieces was it? Was it only 20?
It was
Like
20
20 platinum.
platinum.
I know it was 30
There's 30
platinum.
platinum pieces and 25 gold pieces.
20, I couldn't. I didn't.
Oh.
know. 25.
I misheard.
I did
Of
too.
course you did. You guys all got corks in the ears.
Oh,
There's
I got
only
low
one person.
intel.
I got one intelligence, okay? I got the lowest
I'm-
intelligence here.
You know, my intelligence is actually -1.
I have
What?
negative, like, I think it's 10 or something? -9?
It's -4, wouldn't it be?
Oh.
I think that's
You guys, great.
Negative
Right
5.
back. I'm gonna get my dog.
What, Austin? You're muted.
I'm looking at Elven names, can't find anything good.
Woodverse is just gonna call it dog.
I can see up your nose from this angle.
What about
Do I have any
swamp?
boogies?
You got a shiny boogie.
Oh yeah,
There's some metal in your nose.
there we go.
Hey, that's the gay nose.
Oh fuck! God damn it! Oh man.
Levi knows which side the gay nose is.
Yep.
Not this week, but the next. It'll be 6 weeks, so I can actually change out my earring.
Neato.
I was thinking about getting like the just tackiest looking earring I could find, wearing it to school one day. I've sometimes debated like getting a really, really shitty mullet from like Great Clips or something, just to go to school like that for one day. Just look out, like just look awful. I think that'd look funny.
That would be look. That would. I
If
don't
you
know. I
do,
think
you
the
gotta
mullet's,
take a picture of yourself.
the mullet's gonna come back. Just wait.
No, it's not, Dean.
Might.
It's
It
not going
might.
to come back,
You
okay?
never know.
You don't know. I'll be right back. I'm gonna change shirts.
Waveros is gonna have an undead army.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna start raising the dead. Pat's gonna say mention. I guarantee you, he's gonna say something about it being evil, but
Evil Schmeevil, dude.
Waveros doesn't see it as evil, so we're good.
All right. Wait, Levi, did you say something about my dinosaur shirt earlier?
Yeah.
He said it was
Oh.
cute.
Yeah, I got it in Utah when I visited Dinosaur National Monument.
Sounds fun.
I'm
to
surprised
see
they have
some.
a dinosaur monument there.
Yeah, so it's an old archaeological dig that they built like buildings around so you could see them. I got a bunch of cool pictures I'll have to show you guys. It was awesome, and it's like part of Colorado and eastern Utah, so really neat.
That's pretty awesome.
It has the biggest dinosaur skull in the the North America, I think. At least the biggest one in the U.S. at that park. It's an Allosaurus. So, pretty cool. If you play Ark, you may know. Or if you have Google.
If you watched any Nat Geo. TV
True.
show.
Oh, man. Guys, I got a new desk. Now my desktop is actually on my desk. And I always get
Ooh,
distracted by
nice.
the pretty lights inside.
Like fish.
So yeah, every once in a while, the heat sink changes colors and the motherboard has a part that changes colors. And I'm just like, ah.
Man,
It's
I
so
want an
quiet.
egg right now.
Hmm?
I want an egg right now, dude. I really want an egg. I just got the
That's what
biggest
I was.
brain.
That's what I was thinking we'd do with that egg. Is we have the world's biggest omelet.
Sounds pretty good.
I think Wrecker would probably love it. Wrecker, we could make an omelet.
True.
Hey, let's throw a total wrench in all of Pat's plans, and let's go to the Rhinelands.
That would be awesome.
About
Oof.
the Gasperigal Island, I think
I
there's
really-
a really big baddie there.
I want to go to the Jelly Islands.
Yeah.
Look at it, Spencer. Look at it.
Ooh, Corsair. Is that the air cooler
Yeah.
or
It's the-
water cooler? Whoa.
The big bad 2070 Super 2.
Can I have that 2070?
No. You know what you should do? You should actually ask Pat for his old 970.
Oh.
That might be, I don't know if that's better than what you got now, but it won't crash as much.
I mean, 970 is not good anymore. I'm all about getting that good shit, you know?
You gonna buy a 3070
Yeah.
when the shortage is over?
When I'm rich, I'm gonna buy the 3070.
Did I tell you too? I found
I'll buy it for you.
I put a.
When you're a millionaire.
Oh yeah, what's the prices up to?
He's still making losses.
No, I've made $1,600 return so far.
Jesus.
Wait, have you only bought the one share, or did you buy more?
I got 15.
No, you don't, Ben. Stop. You
Would
did not buy 15.
Did you? Nice.
It's like 3-4 grand, Ben. What are you doing?
It's just no, it's not. It's
What
just
did you buy it at when it was
1.5.
low? Or
Huh?
when did you buy? Like, how much was it when you bought them?
It was like around 100 a piece.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, it's not as bad as when it was what, like 17 a piece,
Yeah.
but it's better than buying it at 300 a piece.
Yeah. So yeah,
You're
pretty good return so
yeah.
far.
If as soon as it jumps up into
Just holding.
yeah, you gotta hold it until once it gets over like I don't know, 4 digits. You gonna sell
It's probably never gonna.
6.
6 digits.
digits.
Sorry, I forgot.
It's
I
not-
forgot to count.
It's not gonna
It's
get.
not
past
gonna get up
300.
there, dude.
Am I?
It's not.
That's
Game- It's gonna pass.
No
like,
matter how strong
1,000
the
a
Reddit
share.
meme is, it's not gonna get that high, Ben. Okay.
Ben's gonna walk into a GameStop. The floor is just made of diamonds and gold. They just start kissing his feet.
Yeah, has anyone heard on like what's happening with like GameStop as a company now? Like, is it?
They're probably out of
it's
debt
still
by
gonna
now.
They're
It
turning
doesn't
into
really do
Steam.
much.
Yeah. Huh.
They're gonna try to be Steam.
With an online platform.
Yeah.
Steam should just
Um,
buy them out. And
It's too. I would say it's
and
too late. Yeah, you should just like. I don't even know if there's anything there though with like the company.
You would actually be cool if a company like Micro Center bought them out and used all their stores to set up more Micro Centers everywhere.
That'd be cool.
I want a micro center around me.
So do I. They're amazing. They price match too. So if you find anything that's on for sale online, and you can find it in their store, they'll match that price and sell it to
Yeah.
you. So
That'd be
awesome.
good. I mean, like, They need to be able to make PC gaming more accessible. I feel like more people would have it if they could build their own.
True.
Alrighty. Cool. So what are you guys doing? You guys ready to go? Or we?
We're gearing up to leave.
Alrighty. Cool. So she comes downstairs with Skatch, and she goes, "Very well, everyone. Let's be on our way, shall we? Are you intending on going to Hearth, or are you traveling north to your paladin's home?"
I
We,
want to see this house.
I believe we should go to Hearth first.
Indeed.
I would like to make it to Melara hastily, but I do believe that it might be beneficial to make our base.
we might be
established.
able to. We might be
course.
back by tomorrow. You never know.
Yes, of course. Very well. Let's do it. Did you decide on a name for Tin?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's
Okay.
Sarah
Well,
Fisher.
you have plenty of time. He's more than welcome to travel with you. So she takes you guys, and she well, first she'll say, all right, if that's it, everybody, please follow me to the basement of our home. That is where our circle is established, and we can get you guys on your way. And so you guys take a last second to grab a plate and just like shovel some eggs in your mouth and slam the coffee, and begin to follow her down the space. She leads you down a spiral staircase that descends lower and lower, very similarly to the spiral staircase that led you up. Now leads you down into a new area, and you emerge into this very old basement. Looks like this might have been even the first thing that was built with this house. There are cobwebs that cover barrels that are pushed over, have their lids open. It's almost like a storage space. But in the back of the room, and two sections immediately to the right and left of those, so covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total, are these runes that are carved into the ground. Some of them are broken or incomplete, but one of them you can see has this very faint, almost like this color coming out of it, right here.
I'm
Almost like that
colorblind.
color.
Can you describe that color to me?
Like a bluish, like a almost like a dark LED blue.
I don't know what blue is.
Okay. So she leads you into that space, and weirdly enough, Austin just gets left behind. I don't know what happens. You guys step into the circle, and you're kind of like standing there waiting for something to happen. And she goes, "Is that it? Is that everything? Any last questions before I send you on your way?"
Will this hurt?
No, dwarf friend, it will not hurt. Might tickle a little, but it won't hurt. Okay, everybody, gather around, please. Hold your person's hand to the right and to the left of you, and I will send you on your way. Do you all gather hands?
Gather
Yeah, reach
hands.
my scaly hands out. Whoever has to touch the.
Alrighty. So you guys have gone through a teleportation circle before through Aronimus's place. He has a very similar one that exits into the sewers. This one's a little larger, a little nicer, more put together. So he goes. She kind of steps into the space and puts her hands down on the edges of the summoning circle and whispers a small incantation under her breath. As the lights begin to glow and almost like some fairy dust looking arcane energy begins to fill out of the runes on the ground, and from the bottoms of your toes all the way up to like the tips of your fingers onto your head, it almost feels like you're eating like a spicy pepper. It's just like your kind of tips of your fingers are tingly, your ears get tingly, with one last wait, what? You're in though, aren't you? I just got a message from Austin saying he can't get back in unless I've what? What'd you say? Or no, he posted it. I can't get back in unless I've been kicked for story reasons. What? You're in though, aren't you?
It's probably not connecting him.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, you guys complete the portal completes, and as you guys get one last glimpse of Lady Pate, she has like a soft, almost like sad smile. It's kind of sad to see you guys go, but you guys teleport out, and you land into a new space. That's when we'll change the music up a little bit.
Am I back?
Yeah,
Hey.
we're back.
There you go.
Okay, I was like, oh, maybe he like said, "Hey, fuck you." Maybe that's like really happening as like a story reason. All right. What did I miss? Sorry.
We got
Nothing.
teleported.
You got ported.
All right, cool.
TP'd, as the kids say.
Is that what the kids say, Levi?
Definitely.
Depends on the game you're playing.
Alrighty. So as the space completes, you guys almost see yourself in the blink of an instant. This happens, but in your mind's eye, it takes a little while to go through. And as you're almost flying through this space, it's almost like a flume of purplish blue arcane energy that you're traveling through. You see on your right and left almost like a galaxy of stars and different things that are floating into the space. And as you emerge through the other side, you come into a completely dark room. The room is pitch black. For those of you who have dark vision, you can't see very much else outside of the room that's immediately in front of you, with more like small barrels and some various kinds of like bags and things, sacks of grain and different things like that. Seems to be just like another storage room like the one you left. In front of you, there is a staircase that appears to lead up.
I'll go up the stairs.
Let's do it.
Okay, you guys you're not stealthing or anything? You guys?
No.
All right. Well, the fucking level 30 mage is gonna have a great time with you guys. Then. So you guys ascend the staircase, and you twist the handle. It's unlocked, and as you open it up, you appear into what appears to be some kind of foyer of a kind. To your immediate left is a front door that is decorated in like a beautiful stained glass. There's a table there with some like candle wicks and different things like that. There's some tapestry on the wall, as well as a small, what appears to be like a red velvet couch, just like a sitting space. To your right, there's another hallway that leads further down that looks to be like maybe leads off into a living room or maybe a kitchen off to one side. And then directly above you, there's a bridge that extends going this way that you can see is like to a second floor, on a second floor level.
I want to go looking for a room.
Okay.
Like
You guys
30
all just kind of exploring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Alrighty. So you guys all kind of separate and start moving around. This is a beautiful space. You see there's one room that's a dedicated office that has literally wall to wall. 3 of the walls in this space are bookshelves. The final wall is the entrance into the office, but then your left, center, and right wall are just bookshelves. There's a small desk there with some writing, material and different things like that. Down the hall, there's a sitting room with some tables and chairs, and looks to be a small saucer with some tea in it that still is smoking. That still has some steam coming out of it. To the right is a kitchen, and then upstairs there is a living quarters that you can see all the way up at the top. And then also, as you continue to explore, you come through a small, what almost looks like a mud room, and then through the other door, as you open it, it opens into a small stable area, where there is one horse that's just tied up on the stable that's just kind of nonchalantly chewing on some hay in the stable space. As you guys are kind of walking around, you all gather back up, and then you hear an individual coming from some footsteps coming from upstairs. Sounds like someone's upstairs.
Hello.
You hear.
Is anyone there?
You hear like now very intentional footsteps after you shouted that.
Gargle draws a sword. It's haunted.
It may be one of her unseen servants.
Who goes there?
Oh. Greetings. My name
There's
is.
no one in the house. There's nobody in the house. It's abandoned. I'm a robber. Please leave.
You work for us now, kid.
Lady Pate sent us.
She did?
Yes. We came in through the portal in the basement.
We were told this is our house now.
You hear the. And then leaning over the banister, you see a very small, looks to be like a halfling individual, very gender nondescript. They have a beard, but with like longer brown hair that's tied in a really, really tight ponytail. A very, very well kept, very well groomed face, very sharp features for a halfling. Standing, maybe about as tall as Skatch is, maybe a little taller than Skatch. And they lean over and go, "Did you say Lady Pate?"
I did. Lady Pate, we have just left her respite of L. We have made an agreement that we are to requisition this house from her as a base of operations in our pursuits.
And Lady Pate sent you.
She did. In retrospect, I probably should have grabbed some sort of a writ of notice to you, but yes, I mean, I could take you back there with
What
me.
color
now.
is her hair?
Oh fuck, I don't. Someone who has color vision. You want to help me out with that?
I don't remember.
Well,
Couldn't help you anyway, so fuck you guys.
Come on, Gargle. You don't know?
You see,
wait, what was the question? Sorry, I was
She was
coughing.
blonde. I think, maybe.
What's the name of her lover?
He just said her name.
Did you?
Evio.
Eviel.
Roll me a persuasion
That's
check.
in my notes.
You guys are doing a dog ass terrible job of
Sure. That is gonna be a 15.
we
15?
know the dog's name.
Oh, you've brought the dog with you. That's very good. That's very good. I loved that dog. Anyway, very well. I suppose if you're here under Lady Pate's orders, then there's not really a whole lot I can do about it. Allow me to introduce myself. And again, I didn't finish describing him. He's or they, sorry, them. They're in this very very formal like dress wear. It's like a dark red, almost maroon colored like vest with a black like kind of like a shirt like this, but a little nicer that kind of goes over top. Black slacks and then very polished black shoes. A handful of rings on one hand, and then a large necklace with a what appears to be a silver dragon on it. That's very, very large. Like for perspective, like on a human, it would be like this big, massive dragon, silver dragon. And they go, allow me to introduce myself then, I suppose. My name is Pimtam. I am the sort of guardian of this establishment, if you'd like to call it. I've been in Lady Pate's employ for several years now, and it's gotten to the point where I don't really know what I do here. So if you can maybe enlighten me on what I'm supposed to be doing, that would be great. Other than that, I just take care of the grounds, feed the horses, clean up the shit. I, dust when it needs dusted, water the plants when they need watering, and that's about it. What exactly are you guys doing here?
Pimtam, your name is?
Pimtam, yes.
Pimtam.
Pimtam.
Yes. Nice to meet you. My name is Sir Octavius Cornelian Alexander III.
I don't. It's what do you want?
You may call me Octavius. How much do you know of Lady Pate's endeavors?
Well, Octopus, not very much. She kind of keeps to herself. I don't really know the things that are going on in her life. She's a very private woman. I just know that she is rich and pays me to sit in this house by myself and clean horse shit all day. So that's what I have going for me.
Pimtam, I want to let you know that we have intent to use this as a base of operations in a mission of great importance. We have been requisitioned to take down a great cult that is plaguing the land.
When you mention cult, he kind of like perks up a little bit, but continue.
I'm not sure what your familiarity is with these individuals, but I want you to know it is of great importance, matter of life and death, and potentially, the the sake of the land, honestly. We have intent to make this our base of operations as we systematically destroy this cult from the ground up.
We're gonna go a lot of places.
And you're gonna help us.
I would very much so appreciate if you would to be our behind the scenes person, if you will.
Interesting.
You're still gonna get paid, I guess.
That's what I want to hear. Thank you, big man. I don't really care what you do. I'm going to be real with you. I stand
Probably
around here
let
and
you
collect
get
a
paid
paycheck.
more.
What I am willing to do is continue the existing contract I have with the lady, which is basically clean up, cook food, go fetch things for her when she requires it. She pays me a rather lump sum, if I'm to be frank, but I do a very quality job, as you can see around you. And to his point, it's nice. It's a nice place. It's well kept. It's dusted. There's not a dirt track on the floor. He does good work. So
Looks like you do
my
good
family's-
work.
Thank you. Starting to warm up to you, big man. My family's been doing this kind of work for generations, so it's kind of in me to pick up where they left off. I can't hear you, Ben.
Nope.
It was like cutting out.
The name.
The name? It's really quiet. The name of what?
Me.
Oh. What's your name? What's all of your names, to be fair? I heard.
Wrecker.
Okay, I heard the cur at the end. Yeah, I gotcha. Records. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yep. Son of Blecker.
Son of I know Blecker, actually. Great guy.
No.
I'm just fucking with you. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's my mom.
See, anyway, and the rest of you, who are you? Alrighty, so next.
That is Poro.
Does he did he get hit up here?
He is currently under a spell. One that is something that we will have to speak of afterwards.
I see. Very well. What about the rest of you?
I'm Gargle Saltwater.
No, no, but seriously, who are you?
He ignores him and he's just gonna go. He's just gonna go walk around the house.
All right. Pleasure to meet you, Salty. What about you? And he points at the rat person. Is Tyler back?
Yeah, no, he went to the bathroom.
Oh. What about you? And he points to the lizard person.
I am Wayros.
Wayros?
You can call me Lizard if you want. I don't care.
That's right up my alley. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lizard. Well, again, house is yours, apparently. I'm going to go ahead and do a sending spell to the lady and make sure everything is square. Other than that, the house is yours. It's called the Fairweather Manor, so it is yours to use how you'd like. They don't really have any rules outside of if you make a mess, just clean it up, because...
I thought that's your job.
I don't get paid enough.
Well,
We'll pay you more.
Speaking of the manner of pay, this is a great
Yeah, we'll
conversation,
come
a
at the end of
conversation
the
I
week.
love.
I'm walking away.
Conversation that I just love to have, and I'm very excited for it. Excuse me. If I'm going to be taking on another 6 mouths to feed in the house, I'm going to need a little more money.
We're not gonna be here that long, okay? You can put it back in your pants, okay? We're getting ready
We
to
could
leave.
live here.
Gargle, give him one of those platinum pieces to shut him up.
I toss him 2 gold pieces.
He catches one of them, and the other one kind of just like hits his vest, and he leans down and picks it up. It's a start. And he pockets them both.
Okay. We need a place for storage that will not get broken into.
Got it.
We're going to run some errands and get some things done. We're going to fix Big Red over there.
Oh, you're that guy?
Yes.
Pimtam, would it be possible for you to fetch us at some point a map of the region, a map of the continent, if you will?
Of course, that can be done.
I would very much so appreciate that.
Yes.
With some parchment and ink, if you will.
Sure. That will cost you though, if that's all right.
Of course.
Maybe
of
2
course.
gold pieces.
Actually, I don't. I think last I checked, Octavius is fucking dead broke.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, well, he got all of his shit stolen from that guy.
Oh yeah. How many gold pieces?
About 2 gold.
I'll throw him 2 more gold.
Okay. He catches them both this time and pockets them. Puts them in a separate pocket. Goes. All bullshit aside, it's nice to have people in the house. I'll be honest. It gets pretty lonely here, and you guys seem.
I'm
well
not sucking your
equipped.
dick, man. Oh shit.
You guys seem well equipped, and it's nice to have company.
We very much so appreciate your patronage.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, I'll shut up. Ink, pen, map. Anything else?
Just anything that you can use to hang paper up on the walls, wax maybe. Would
String,
that-
something. Yeah, I can get that.
Something, yes.
I'm gonna give him 100 gold pieces and tell him, hey, and buy as many and as good health potions as you can get with these. We're gonna need them.
I can do that. This would probably be worth maybe 3 if I haggle.
Haggle.
I will. Trust me, I can haggle.
Haggle.
Damn.
If you can get
Some-
4 or
I think there's something
5,
wrong with
I'll
your
throw in
face.
some extra afterwards.
Hey, there's something wrong with his face, by the way. You might wanna
Is
get
that the
checked
wrong
out.
eye?
The gay eye.
Oh, now I understand. You were using the wrong eye before. Yeah, now I understand. All right, I will be off. If you need anything else, you know who I am, and if you have access to a sending spell, you can send it to me.
All right,
no,
and
it
whatever
doesn't.
we leave around, if it looks like it's expensive, don't touch it. Like, I'm gonna reach into my bag of holding real quick, and I'm gonna pull out Dio's crook, which I still have. We need to find a place to hang this up because it's not very good, but it has sentimental value.
He kind of ponders for a moment and goes, "Yeah, I think I got just the place for it."
Okay.
And he turns the banister and kind of comes down the stairs. And as he descends the staircase, he has both of his hands like on his vest, and he's like stood up straight, and he takes like every step with like a swagger. Like he's very proud, or they're a very proud person just stepping down. And as they approach it's like, all right, I will be on my way. If that's everything.
Pimtam, one moment. Lady Pate mentioned someone who may be able to help correct our friend Poro's problem. He's been afflicted by a mind-affecting spell. Do you know of anyone who has...
Have you taken him to a sex shop? That usually works for me when my mind gets all...
I was thinking something more along the lines of a magical healer. Do you know of someone here in Hearth?
I do, Octavius.
Do you?
Yes, there is the center. There is a fancy part of town where, if I could find my notes, and I'll get back to you.
High Point.
No, it's not High Point. There's an actual like library and a college style.
Olivon Lyceum.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, the Lyceum, of course. They don't do a lot of healing, but you are in High Point. You're staying right now, so if you want to explore this area, I'm sure there will be plenty of clerics that could help you out for the right price.
Did Lady Pate mention like an actual name?
No.
Okay.
Not that I can remember me doing.
Just that there would be someone here in Hearth that could do it.
That you would have the best chance of finding someone in Hearth.
Oh, okay. Okay, well that's fine. So, I don't know if anyone wants to join me. I'm happy to just take Octavius and let the rest of you guys do some adventure preparation. In the meantime, I don't feel like we're in any danger here. Would you guys mind if I just took Poro myself and
Yeah,
get some
I would
inspiration?
head to the Olivine Lyceum. It's like a magical college area with a massive library, and there was a guy who we paid to try to track from a distance. Our dragon friend.
May I borrow some currency for the time being? I promise to pay it back. This is for Poro, after all.
How much you think we need?
I could not even begin to tell you.
You see a small halfling finger poke up and go, if I could interject.
Yes.
Very familiar with the city. My family's been in it for years.
Yeah.
Lyceum's dog shit. I hate them there. They're terrible. They're all just rich, pompous assholes. Don't go to them. Talk to some of the clerics at the Opal Assembly,
The Opal
especially
Assembly.
some of the high clerics there.
Yes,
They can
yes.
probably do better when it comes to healing magics than the
Yes.
Lyceum can do. The
Oh.
Lyceum is more draconic healing than divine healing.
Do you know currently what one of the clerics might be charging for some healing magic?
Actually, I think we're all going to
Depends
go
on
to
the
the
spell.
same location, Octavius.
You have
Oh,
that,
yes.
Goggle has that seal. He shows it to some of the mammals, and they do what he asks.
That's true. And we're going to talk to one of the leaders of the Opal Assembly. I figure we give Jexay an update. And
Jexay, good guy. I like him.
you know him.
I do. Well, I mean, just from kind of moving around the area, High Point. Yeah, yeah. Always nice guy. Always waves.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll be off. And he just.
Goggle, wait.
What?
That 100 gold that you gave to that thing, I think if you gave it to me and let me buy ingredients, I'm sure I could probably get more health potions for that amount of gold than what he can buy.
Do you think you can?
I think so.
I don't. Here, I. What if I gave you 15 platinum pieces?
I can try my best.
Because it isn't 15 worth 15.
150 gold.
150, yeah.
So that's more. There, 15 platinum pieces. Take that, and do what you can with what you can.
Fair enough.
And bring back some death saving, life saving, anti-death.
Great words, Dean.
All right. So you
Hey,
guys have the house.
Stop
to
it, dummy. Okay.
You guys have the house to yourself. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take some junk out of this that I want to hang up and kind of store. So I figure this is gonna be a nearly permanent residence.
Sure.
I'm gonna dump out some stuff that has been sitting here for a while and leave it.
Yeah. Just make sure you're keeping track of what you're leaving behind.
You guys
Yeah.
hear me?
I
Yeah.
can. Yes.
Yes.
Normally?
Yeah.
Normally, yes.
What the hell's happening?
I don't know, Mr. IT.
We can't see your camera though.
I'm gonna take those 4 skeletons from the bag and I'm gonna go up and look for a room that's at least like 30 feet by 30 feet.
Okay. Your best bet would probably be the basement you guys came out of.
Oh, I'll choose the basement.
Okay.
So we left the egg with Lady Pate.
Mhm.
We're gonna hang up Dio's crook somewhere where mounted above the hearth or something.
Where is our mounts? Are they back in
A gray scratch.
Gray
Yeah.
Scratch? Oh jeez.
Left all of them there.
We gotta get those back here.
I'm sure you guys
Yeah.
could requisition Pim Tam to go do that for you.
Should
How
we?
did we leave them there?
I know I'm part of the city council there
Well, like why did we leave them there?
because they weren't going to make the trip. We were going through rough terrain. We cut through the woods and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Hey Spencer, how big of a creature is Poro?
It's medium.
Medium. Like about how tall? How much weight?
I mean, he's like average, like 5 something,
Okay.
150 pounds maybe.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Who has the staff of dripping water?
What is that, Ben? What are you shaking your head no for?
Gotta be a big boy. Record.
No, my plan is to give him like a shoulder. Like I'm gonna put him up on my shoulders when we go around the town.
Tyler, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case you missed it, the party got introduced to Pim Tam. Were you there for that?
The little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the housekeeper. There, sorry, they keep saying they are the housekeeper for Fairweather Manor, and they can go out and just kind of like distribute things for you, make purchases for you, general housekeeping things.
Okay.
Oh, also, if you do not want to die, give me 300 gold and I'll go and buy you a diamond. And I will use that diamond to revive you if you ever fall on the battlefield. But I'm not paying for your diamonds myself because I have more important things to use my gold on.
Like what?
Like none of your business, smooth skin.
You don't even know what gold is.
Smooth skin.
Rough skin.
I've been around you long enough to understand the value of it.
But you still don't know what to buy with it. You're gonna go off buy a watch, an ebony sundial watch, aren't you? Which I already have one, because I still have that in my inventory, and it's worth a lot.
Okay.
Which we should sell.
I got an amulet.
Do you have an amulet?
Yep, made of adamantine armor.
Okay. Well, I guess the only thing I want to leave here is Dio's crook.
Nobody wants to get their diamond.
I'm gonna give him the ebony sundial. It says it's worth 700 gold. I would say, hey, you can get 2 diamonds with this if you haggle real good. It's worth more than 2 diamonds.
I mean, you wouldn't really know exactly how much it's worth, but that's okay.
You told me how much it's worth. Joke's on you.
Sort of above the table, Dean.
So Wayros, by the way, Wayros has 7 charisma, so he's gonna get the worst deals. at the
Well,
top.
that's kind of what I thought when Hueros was like, "Hey, you guys give me the money and I'll buy all the health potions." I was like,
Yeah, I
"Wow, you
know,
guys
that's
are
what's
agreeing
gonna
with that?
happen.
That's very good."
Well, no, I was gonna buy the ingredients and then make them myself. So hopefully.
Oh, you're proficient in an alchemy kit?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's what we talked about when we.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Hey, Levi. Does Wayros have nipples?
Does he have nipples?
Oh God, are we
The
getting
big argument in the
the
D&D space.
snake tits?
I
Oh,
don't think he does, because like I don't think lizards have nipples because they don't breastfeed their young. So reptiles don't have nipples.
That's true in the Earth world.
Well, I mean,
Who knows what happens here in
Wayros has
Illusion?
huge
Callie.
tits.
Callie certainly doesn't. She's dragonkin, so I mean, it's kind of close.
She does not.
he knows he's no longer interested in Callie.
No, Wrecker's yeah, sure. He's stupid.
Wrecker's just thirsty for poon.
Scaly, cold.
He just likes
food.
kinship.
Aw.
Oops.
Alrighty. Anyway,
Wow.
what are
Sorry.
you guys doing?
It's
All right.
trash day, so it's time to put out my trash cans. It plays Trash Day by Weird Al every week. So
That's smart, actually. I need to do that.
So take that ebony sundial and sell it. It's worth a lot. Try to get 2 diamonds.
I'll try.
Hey, you wanna sell this, maybe?
What? What is it?
It's I'm trying to look. I don't see it anymore in my bag. Oh, here it is. An adamant teeny amulet.
Is it magical?
I don't know. Looks cool though. Look.
I'll take it.
You looking?
Yes, it's I don't really care what it looks like. It looks like
Well,
metal to me.
it may be. Okay.
What about that mirror, that diamond encrusted mirror that we saw?
Oh yeah, we could take that.
Mammals like the shiny things.
They do. Sell that too. And then there was one other thing.
I gotta write all this stuff down.
We gave the gold locket to Lady Pay, right?
I don't think so.
Because it had a portrait on the inside.
I have it.
I
have
remember
it?
giving her the journal back, but we have that now, I think.
Was that her book,
I don't.
Pat?
I don't think I have it.
You talking about the journal with all the descriptions of everything in it?
Yeah.
You guys took that, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that was the book she was reading out of.
Yes, the
So,
book The
The
book that
jour-
she was reading out of, like the one that had all the descriptions of the Miwi's Chosen and
Yeah.
the adventures and all that. That's the one you guys took with you. It's called the Journal of L.
Okay. Yeah. Here. I also I threw 2 medium staffs that I put in the bag of holding. They're magical staffs.
Those are from those water things.
Yeah. So you could sell those, and then
What are they called?
they didn't say. They're just magical.
I think they were
And
+1 staffs actually.
Yup.
that's just what they were. So +1. I don't know. Maybe they weren't magical.
They are. That's what +1 is.
Okay. And then we
Oh,
took
okay.
some
Anyway.
fancy armor. That was the old Malaran armor, and then some black and Druian Empire armor that I kept. I remember I threw that in the bag of holding too because I was like,
They're old.
maybe we could sell those antiques. So you give that to him too. But I don't know. That's a lot to carry. Except those two two sets of armor.
You might need multiple people to help kind of carry all that.
I think the strong one, the orange one, you can come with me and help me with these prices. You seem like you know what you're doing.
Me?
Uh,
Oh yes, you can help me carry all this stuff.
I got it. You got that?
Oh man.
You're just doing it again. Your mic's
Yeah,
doing it again.
I couldn't hear what he was saying. It's not muted, but it's like
Yeah, it's like it cuts like that. We couldn't even hear that. We couldn't even hear it. Didn't even go through.
Oh, he'll come with. All right, he's gonna come with.
I could barely understand that. Can you put it like here? Put it like here.
Oh, come.
Yeah, still it
it's
still
messed
cuts
up.
out.
I think your headset's going out.
I think your headset's going out. That's my dude. I wish I was that
Come
boom,
with?
man. Oh my god,
Come with?
that
Come
helps
on.
actually. Weirdly,
Uh,
yeah, that helps a lot. Actually.
Is
Are
that
you
I think
saying the
you're-
mic in that part.
Does your
Nope.
cat eat your cables?
Anyway, all right.
I
So
don't know
record will
what-
go with.
Yeah, go with and help. So
Any
Black-
different?
oh
Little.
yeah,
that sounds good.
I'll come with.
oh
Okay.
yeah.
It's just about consistency. Like it'll cut out randomly.
Hey, write this down, Levi. Black and Druian Empire armor
All right.
and
I would
old
put the pre-
and old Malaran armor.
I-
It's light it's light blue.
the prefix of those I would say, oh, you should put in parentheses rusted or damaged, because they are
Okay.
old.
They might be worth some to some collectors or something. And yeah, I'm gonna go visit Jexay. I don't know about everybody else, and I figure Octavius will come with because he
Yep.
wants to go. Let's go to the direction of our fancy lads.
Sketch, what are you doing, buddy?
I'm gonna follow Gurgle.
Okay.
Gurgle. That's a
One of your
cousin
family
of
members
mine.
named Gurgle? Yeah.
Gurgle
Who's
fresh
fixing
water.
that thing? Who's fixing Poro?
Huh?
Trying.
We gotta fix him.
We're going. That's where we're going.
You're going.
We're going.
You're going.
We going.
He's going with you.
Yes, we're grabbing him by the leash and we're taking him.
Okay.
I yank on his leash to get him to follow.
Whoa.
When he wakes up or gets smarter, ask him if he remembers laying on the bed and that whole experience.
Yeah, that would be awkward, wouldn't it, if he did?
Because yes, maybe he wouldn't like us.
He already didn't like. He likes Skatch for some reason. Right, Skatch.
It's true.
All right, let's go. We'll meet back here, and I don't have a watch.
I thought you had a sundial watch.
He's gonna sell it. It's
Get your watch out.
What?
but we're inside. There's no sun.
It will work. They always work. I've seen them.
We'll meet back here at the end of the day.
Alrighty. So as you guys open the door, reaching for the door handle, you swing the door open. Reaching for the door handle is a very young humanoid individual. Human, I should say. Individual. Looks like a boy, very like elongated face with blonde hair slicked back. He's in like a leather vest and leather pants. And he goes, "I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. Oh, a letter from Julia Hercross. Friends in high places, I see. Looks like that's it. Gotta go." And he hands it to you, and he turns around and runs away.
Nice reference, Pat. Nice
You were waiting
reference.
for that.
Uh-oh. This is not good.
She
You see,
hates us, right?
It's
Yeah,
a
she's
small
not our
letter.
biggest fan.
Yeah, what? It's just a small letter like this big with a little wax seal, just not even labeled. It's just like a wax seal press that's been pushed to seal it.
He's the lady we didn't get her kids back from the dungeon, right?
Well, it wasn't our fault that they were already dead when we found them.
But
Octavius,
didn't you like beg her for more and more money?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. Did
Yeah.
I?
maybe.
My memory is
You
fuzzy. I've
did.
taken a few hits to the head since.
You're such an asshole.
So we can read it, I guess.
Yeah, Octavius and
Try.
Skatch, or yeah, it would have
Try.
been Octavius, Skatch, and Hueros. You guys have
Poro.
no idea.
Poro wouldn't either.
Poro wouldn't either. So it's literally just you two who know what's going on.
Well, I can fill them in. All right, party. All right, the 6 swampies. This
You
lady
sure don't want me to read?
can you even read?
I can read.
Roll a deception check.
You rolled a 1.
7.
there might be a little bit of truth in that, but it's mostly fibbage.
Don't worry, Wrecker. I'll read it. But I need to give some background to our friends here why we're reading it. So this lady paid us to do a job, go find her kids. They got lost into an old castle. And hopefully they were alive. They were trying to be adventurers like us. But we found
We're
them.
good at it, actually.
Yep.
Oh,
We
this
didn't die.
was your Sunless Citadel spinoff. Gotcha.
We found them, only they were no longer, how would you say, alive. Yeah, that's how you would say it. And so we gave her the bad news. She paid us for our time, and we left. And now she sends a letter. So I will crack it open and see what it says.
Cool.
And it says,
"Dear Swampy 6, thank you so much for your assistance in locating my children in the Soul March. Although it was not the outcome I was hoping for, I am eternally grateful to you that I now have closure. But I must ask for your assistance again. Something is happening in the town of Eustis Springs in the south. I can't tell you much for fear of the truth getting out, but please come quickly. We don't have much time. Cordially, Julia Hercross."
There's so many people who want us to be in 2 different places that not enough time.
It's almost like we were given a direction.
I can't find good music.
huh. That's weird that she's in Oakhurst and she wants us to go way down south. She doesn't even live there. We'll have to we'll hold on to this and remember Eustis Springs.
Would I know about that place at all? Being kind of from near that area.
I'd say roll a history check if you want to try.
14.
So you're familiar. You're familiar with just the idea of the town. You know, it's the closest town that borders the desert from the regular continent of Midhold. Like it's right in that space. It's basically the first settlement that you get to before you make your way through several more settlements to get to Al Ramla. So it's kind of like a sleepy, quiet desert town. Not really much happening. You know, a couple of people that have slaves that have actually been brought through that town, but outside of that, it just seems like a quiet desert town.
Guys, do you want my 2 shinies?
Huh? Yes. You've got money?
2 cents.
Well,
Oh, Ben.
look. Look. We should go to Malera and save some people that may like me. And then we can go to Eustace. Eustace's Springs.
I'm trying to remember. I know. I think I. Let me see if I wrote anything down. But I'm wondering how bad it was in Malara, or do I need to do we need to go now?
But she said she needed help. There
Yeah,
was an uprising.
I feel like. Okay, so does this world that we're in have any sort of system of long distance communication? Can I pay someone to send and receive a
Sure.
message?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I would love to get a message sent out to my mother and see what's going on.
Sure. Yeah, if you wanted just to send something by like paper mail,
No,
it's a lot cheaper than doing a sending spell. A sending spell, you have to pay someone to do that, and it can get expensive.
I just
But
feel like I would like a more expedient response than what could be received by. Yeah, it's hard. It's
there's
tough.
2 ways you could do that. You could write a letter and have someone deliver it through various means of deliverance. You know, cheapest way is obviously just on horseback,
Yeah.
but you can send a courier through teleportation spaces if you know how to access that way,
Uh-huh.
different things. Or you could do sending, which is more expensive, but it's instant.
Right.
Is Octavius saying any of this out loud, or?
Octavius is just gonna say I I know there is much at stake, and that we are being pulled in the direction of the south. I fear, though, um, that a more pressing matter that is occurring right now in Malara, at least for my own personal reasons, um, I want to put the onus on the rest of you. What do you believe we should do? I do not want to be selfish in these matters, but I personally feel as though we need to go to Malara and sort things out there.
I
Do
have
you
time
know
to
what's
think.
happening in there?
I know nothing more than what you know. That letter that we found in one of those spaces detailed that there could be an uprising. And before I left, um, there was an individual by the name of Tamora who seemed to be trying to do this very thing. And before we left, he put my mother in a very difficult position. Um, I believe that Malara and my people could be of great aid to us if we manage to have the right people in the right places. Um, but that would maybe need to be by our own hand, if that makes sense.
Do you have a way of contacting these people?
I don't, other than just the normal means that we might be able to obtain here in Hearth via some payment. Um, I fear that a horseback courier may be a little too slow, but I don't know what our options here are in this city.
And keep in mind,
I
if you guys always need to do research and stuff, Hearth is a great place to do research and ask questions on things. A lot of
I
information.
I have the ability to send messages across long distances, but I don't know if it would work for the people you speak
Hey,
of.
hey.
I
Well,
mean,
is
I,
it?
I I briefly met your mother. Yes, she was the.
Yes, that was my mother. That is the one who I would like to be in communication with. It may. I'm not sure of the magic that you speak of, but does it assist you in that you have met her? You know who she is. You are familiar.
It helps me get the spirits to zone in on the right person.
Would you be able to attempt to send a message out to my mother?
I could, yes. But I would need about a day to hone in on it. I don't have what I need yet. I need more time to prepare.
Of course, of course. I believe that using your abilities would be to our benefit, at least to my benefit, and I would greatly appreciate the use of your services.
I can try my best.
Well, that settles that for me. I mean, like my Octavius's whole thing was get a base. So we came over here, introduced ourselves to Pim Tam. We've got a spot. Sounds like you guys have kind of put your stuff up. From my end, either we could spend the time trying to get the message out, or we could just travel to Malara from Lady Pate's place. Which is not. I mean, would we know generally how long it might take to get to Malara from there? Is it hard to say?
You don't have a great idea of where you are or where
Okay.
her place is in based on the perspective of the plane of ash. You know how far in the plane of ash you walked and how far from where you are to the border. You know from the front of the plane of ash on the mid-hold side to
Yeah.
the wall is like a 2.5-day journey.
At the very least, like we would know that geographically, Lady Pate's place would probably be the quickest route. I mean,
To
because
where you have access to, definitely.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think Octavius is gonna speak to the group, saying, I believe that going back to Lady Pate's residence back in the Plain of Ash may be our quickest route to Malara. Um, I'm unsure of what it might take to get there in specific time frames, but maybe rather than working it towards getting a message out to my mother, I could just go see her personally.
Yep.
Yeah.
One
Going with.
if I truly do believe that if we can go to Malara and prevent this potential uprising, which I'm already suspicious of happening, that we can maybe keep allies in the right places.
You can handle that diplomatic stuff. I went to set up a ritual room. Once
Of
I go
course,
through these things.
of course. I fear that it may not stay diplomatic, which is why I would ask that you join me.
I'll join you if I could talk.
Well, of course, our priority now is to get Poro back to in working order. Um, let us go out into the city and find these clerics that Pim Tam spoke of. Get Poro settled, and then we can make a decision on where to go from there. Does that sound reasonable?
Rekka, accompany me to the marketplace.
Your mic's doing the thing
Didn't hear
again.
anything.
Let's go. Alrighty. So as you guys emerged, as the kind of individual had walked up to the doorway and had dropped off that letter, as you step out, you see a very small accumulation of snow is starting to drift down into the city. It's later in the evening, or no, it actually wouldn't be later in the evening because you guys didn't cross time zones. So it's maybe about like in the afternoon. So there's gray clouds in the sky right now, and there's just a small accumulation of light snow that's just kind of slowly drifting. You guys are getting into the colder weather months, and snow in Hearth is nothing new. You even get it up in Refuge that far north sometimes as well. So yeah, I guess let's do Gargle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do Gargle and
Crew.
Poro. Yeah. All right. So, what are you guys doing? Are you going to Jexa's?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
right.
I know Octavius is gonna follow because we'll ask Jexay when we get there. Be like, hey, we need a guy to fix this guy.
Okay. Alrighty. So you guys make your way through, and as you can see, the kind of the clothing and the demeanor of the citizens in High Point has changed. They have like fur, neck pieces around. They're wearing heavier coats. The men and women are walking like arm in arm, having conversations, but they're dressed a little bit more warmly. You guys don't have warm clothes at the moment, so this chill is kind of hitting you a little bitterly. You guys might need to take an opportunity and buy some warmer clothes if you're going to be here very long, because it seems like this might be the start of the winter season for this area. But nevertheless, you guys make your way forward. You climb the space to Jexay's office, and the door is partially ajar. And as you knock on it, it kind of creaks open and goes, "Come in, come in."
Okay. We go in, and I guess I go in and pull Poro behind me. I think Skatch is with me, and so is Octavius.
Yeah.
Oh,
I may need to head out. I am not feeling too hot, so.
okay.
We'll
Alright.
probably finish it up here in town. So
All right, yeah.
Sorry
Just
about that,
catch me
Alan.
up next time. No, you're
Okay.
Take care,
See
man.
ya.
Yep. See you guys.
So he takes a moment and finishes up whatever he's writing. It seems like a long, maybe like a ledger of some sort that he's writing on, and looks up and goes, "Oh, hey, it's great to see you guys. How goes things? Who are these folk?"
does he gesture to all three of them?
Yeah.
Okay, I think he's met Poro, hasn't? No.
Don't worry, Spencer. It's in my notes.
This is gonna be funny.
Oh
Hello?
no.
I got your message, Spencer, implying I didn't already have that in here.
Just wanted to make sure.
I'm thinking ahead.
This is gonna
All
be
right.
great.
Oh man.
This is, well, this is Octavius, and he's gone.
I think he's coming back.
Yeah. Here he comes.
Austin!
Austin! I really want him to be part of this because he's very outspoken and
Diplomatic.
smarter than yeah, he's a lot of those things.
He can actually
You
talk
wanna
like
do
a
the
fucking
marketplace
human.
for the time being.
Huh? No, I'll speak. I'll kind of speak up, just kind of doing it from because he knows me. Well, these are some of my traveling companions for the temporary, and I don't know if you've met Sketch, but he's
Yeah, of course.
he's not from here, but he's
No,
been in Hearth
I'm
before.
talking about these two. And
Oh,
he gestures to Poro and to Octavius, the
Ah,
two he haven't met.
yes,
Or he knows
Octavius. Austin. He's... Oh man, Austin, you there?
I was getting some stuff. What's up?
You're being introduced to the head of the
Jexay.
Opal Assembly within
fuck.
the city of Perth.
Hello.
Jexay, this is Octavius. Octavius, introduce yourself.
Greetings. My name is Sir Octavius Cornelian Alexander III, at your service. And he takes a nice deep bow.
You were at the wedding, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah, I recognize you. Your mother is a darling woman. I had a chance to speak to her briefly. She seems very nice.
She very much so is.
And who's this gentleman you have next to you?
Oh, this is Poro.
Oh no!
No, that's not. No, that's I haven't met this one.
He's broken in the head.
Dean,
got-
come on.
This is.
Who is it?
Well,
though? Does
I
he have a
don't know
name?
how much Gargle remembers of this,
Oh shit. We're not supposed to give out Poro's name.
but you didn't know that, Octavius.
I didn't know that. How would I know? Guys.
I mean, I know Poro. I mean, he's a kind of a shorter, white gentleman. I mean, I've seen him a million times. You guys have traveled with him before. This is a tiefling. I mean, I gave you your sworn to secrecy if it's someone you're not allowed to talk about. I understand. I just like to know the guy's name.
We'll just call him Bobbert.
Roll a deception check.
I really wanted to roll with this and see what would happen
here. My deception's +2. That's a 4.
4. He kind of looks and goes, okay, what, Gargle, what's going on? I mean, I've been in the army for a couple years, and I certainly wasn't born yesterday, so I can tell when someone's lying to me. Is everything okay?
Well, our companion has suffered a severe spell, and he has all sorts of different.
Burn.
Obviously,
Right, but you said that this was Poro, but I know this is not Poro. So why did you call him Poro?
He's gone. He's changed.
This is Poro?
He got changed into it. Yeah.
He got changed into it. How? What happened?
A spell. I don't know. Don't know magics.
Roll a deception check.
That's not even deception. I don't know magic. 14 plus 14.
Okay. He kind of is looking like weirdly. He goes, okay, Gargle, I feel like we've maybe established a bit of a relationship, a bit of a repertoire together. I mean, you don't need to bullshit me here. Like, come on, what's happening? What's going on? Where's Poro? Did he pass? Is this your way of coping with his death? What's happening?
Yes.
Oh my god.
He is dead.
Bring Austin back.
Okay.
And this is.
He kind of like stands up straight over his desk and puts both of his hands down and goes, Poro. That's not Poro, Gargle. Be straight with me. What happened? Because as a matter of fact, if I recall correctly, the city's been looking for a red tiefling. Caused all kinds of havoc a couple weeks ago.
Just a couple weeks ago?
Albeit things have died down a little bit, but I'm wondering if you've brought this thing in as a piece of evidence in the case against this red menace we experienced a little while ago.
Honestly, here's what I was trying to figure out. So, we found him wandering in the woods. On the way back from our adventure, we went north to take care of the cult, which, by the way, we'll get to, and we did. Portion of it. And I heard about the tiefling, and I figure we'd bring this one back. But when we found him, we learned he rocks for brains. Like, ask him anything. He just speaks in blah.
Blah.
So, wondered if maybe it would look good for both of us. You turn him in and be like, we found the tiefling. He's too stupid. You lock him up anyway. He sits in a prison cell forever, and you look good. The Swampy Six looks good.
Are you turning in Poro?
You just offer to put in one of the party members to jail.
Let me work.
Bring Austin back, please.
I got the plan.
Just roll a straight charisma check. Just D20 and your charisma modifier.
That's we're not gonna have a character.
Wait, where's my charisma? I gotta scroll up. 11. Just 11.
He takes a second. Let's see. One more insight for him.
Spencer's slowly realizing.
No, I have a plan.
He goes, Gargle, I'm going to tell you what I think has happened here. I think that has been Poro the entire time, and real Poro, well, the Poro that I know, has been disguising himself to evade capture from the city. And for whatever reason, he's gone dumb and can't hold his magic up anymore, his disguise, and it's dropped. And you've come in here to ask for help on how to fix it. Did I get that right? He got hit by some kind of wizard that blew his brains out, and he can't think anymore, or talk anymore, or something. He maybe turned into an animal or something. swap brains with a chicken. Something happened. Am I on the right track here, Gargle? Am I putting some circle pegs into circle holes here, or what's going on?
All right, let me ask you this: do you think the Swampy Six is that capable of something like that? To hide?
Capable of what?
What?
Capable
You
of
know,
what?
you think this Poro low level thug is capable of disguising himself and walking amongst you, and you would be stupid enough to not notice?
Gargle, if I recall correctly, I tasked you and your party to eliminate a cult. So yes, I very much think you're capable of doing such a thing.
Wait, what? Well, why? Thank you. We appreciate that.
What's going on, Gargle? Is this the Poro that we heard about that got swiped up in that little town up north? That was causing all kinds of shit because we heard about him. That same red tiefling in the past has been tied to criminal organizations within the city. Are we talking about the same person here?
How much trouble would one get in if that were
So
all
it is
true?
very good. Okay.
Burning the biggest bridge we have.
Austin, jump in,
Why
please.
did you feel the need to hide this from me, Gargo? You know he's a criminal. He's a terrible person. He and his organization have fed drugs to children. They have kidnapped. They have murdered. They have especially
Shut up,
raped.
stupid!
They have gone out of their way to rape men, women.
No! I will not
They're
let you
terrible
slander my name.
They're terrible people. Why have you associated with such scum and villainy?
Well, first
I
of
just
all,
don't understand.
he didn't tell us all that. Second of all, he didn't tell us all that. He told us he
You
did
don't
sell
vet your
drugs.
party members before they join Gargle? I feel like that's a little bit of a unbelievable ask that you're not going to vet the people that you stand back to back in battle with.
Have you left the city in a while? It's pretty crazy out there. When someone offers you help, sometimes you just take it.
He just kind of like shakes his head in disbelief. He goes, I don't know whether I should arrest you or cut your heads off right now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, Gargo. What? Tell me what am I supposed to do? I've got a career criminal whose organization has ties to murder within my city standing in front of me, who is apparently a part of one of the most successful outside contracting parties that we've hired.
I
Look
have a
at the
proposal.
situation you put me in.
Sir, if I may speak,
Oh, thank God.
I am new
My
to
savior.
the Swampy Six. I am still I'm still learning much about my companions, but I can speak to their deeds since I have known them. They may be a bit rough around the edges, but they all mean extremely well, and they have performed exceptionally in their mission against this cult of Miwi. I know not of Poro's past, nor his actions since I've met him, but I propose that you assist us in restoring his mind, and that we may interrogate him further on his past and come to a conclusion as to his intent and his involvement in this supposed criminal organization. I believe every man has the right to a fair trial to prove his innocence.
Yep, I agree.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, please. Please.
Wow, Poro next
Ooh.
session.
Oh, thank
That
God.
is a 22.
Oh, thank God.
He stands there for a moment and just like there's just the most awkward silence that the people in the room, have ever experienced, as he just kind of pans around the room and then locks eyes with Poro and takes a deep breath. Gargle, you've put me in a shit spot here. You know that, right?
To be fair, I didn't know his crimes were that severe. He told me he sold a little bit of drugs.
A little bit of drugs. Try running the most profitable criminal organization the city of Hearth has ever seen.
He said he was a low-level member.
It's a good thing you have some political ties in high places, as he points to Octavius. Because I might be able to spin this to the people above me. But
Everyone
gotta tell me.
loves a redemptive story. This is a criminal turned hero.
Gargle, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
You're on very thin ice right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Shut up, dummy.
Let me paint a picture for you right now, okay? I can spin this 7 ways from Sunday. I just need to know, did you take out that cult member that I sent you to deal with? The one up in the plains all the way up north on that map?
Yep.
Where's your proof?
I got a golden locket taken out of one of the magic rooms. And a bunch of gear that actually we sent with our lizard friend to sell. And a book, a journal.
Do you have a head or an ear or a finger or what? Something from the creature you slain?
Well,
I mean, you went up there to kill a cult member, right? I mean, I'm assuming you chopped off its head and brought it back.
It was kind of a beholder.
You say beholder, and he's like visibly like, wait, did you say beholder?
Not like a big one, but it was probably an older one, not as dangerous as most, but it had a lot of eyes and shot beams of energy, and it hurt.
He kind of softens for a second and goes, "You guys fought a beholder? Are you kidding me? Really?"
Serious?
I mean, I don't know why I'm asking you. You lied straight to my face for 5 minutes there, so I don't know if I could tell you, believe you, tell me the truth or not. But if it is true, they're doing more damage than I even imagined they were doing in the first place. Do you have anything to show? Anything that I can take to the people above me to say that your job was successful?
Octavius. And what?
That book.
Yeah, you can read through the journal and the book we were given by the architect.
Who's that?
She's a nice lady who was manipulated by love into doing this cult's bidding. And she defected.
Oh, we have a defector.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, let me. Do you have the book? Can I see it?
Yes. So I'll show him the journal that we have, because we have is it Eviel's journal?
Yep.
Is it actually 2 books? Because she also gave us that other book.
No, it was at
the same
end.
one.
No. The one that you found was just her personal journal with her writings.
And we gave that to her, right?
Yeah, she kept that.
Okay.
You have the Journal of Elle, which is her story, the one with the maps in it. It's got the descriptions of the cult and everything like that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give that to him.
Okay. He starts flipping through the pages, and he's like, "Oh, okay. I mean, whoever this Eviel person was, I mean, went on a lot of adventures in their time, not too similar from you all, honestly." And he keeps flipping and flipping, and he kind of like quickens his pace as he realizes that like the stories are kind of the same. And he gets to the back of the book and he sees the descriptions of the cult. And he goes, "Oh, hang on. What's this?" And he picks the book up and like turns it towards you. He's like, "What are these? Is this a description of the cult members?"
Yes.
Oh, gee, Malara be praised. You got to be kidding me. This is fantastic. Who did you say you got this from?
Lady Pate.
Who is Lady Pate? Is she involved in the cult or something? Or
she's the defector.
Wow. Gargle, I'll admit this is good work. You all did great work. This is fantastic. We have descriptions of all the cult members. I can send this to my soldiers all over the continent, and they can keep eyes out. This is really good. You can see his like behavior has like really started to soften now that you've like presented him with this really good evidence. He's like, okay. I mean, yeah, this is good. This is good. I mean, this will might get him off the hook, but I mean, what's wrong with him? Is did he get fried?
Yeah, rocks for brains. I told you.
What happened? Did he get hit by a spell? Did he fall?
Yes, a spell. Definitely
Spell.
magic.
Do you know what spell it was? Can you place it? Do you know what kind?
I gotta rack my brain for this. The memory. 'Cause I don't know the magic words, but something about great restoration. It's to fix him. Great restoration.
Oh, he wasn't. You need greater restoration to fix him.
Yes.
What was the spell that he was hit by, though? Do you recall that?
No.
Okay. He kind of like ponders for a moment and thinks through the option. Goes, I mean, I think our clerics can handle greater restoration, but Gargle, I'm going to be honest. If I bring him to the Opal Assembly headquarters in the Shimmer, people are going to recognize his red face instantly. He's going to go down.
Would any of this information earn him a pardon?
Maybe. Let me be right back. 1 second. And you hear as he gets out of his chair and steps around you guys and goes into the hallway and exits the room briefly.
Aww.
I look at Octavius and say, I was told he was a low-level member of a gang. That's really all he told us. Snake oil salesman is how he described himself.
I apologize to all of you. I had no idea, obviously. What I can speak to, I worship Vandria, who is a goddess of justice. I do not feel as though the wrong decision will be made. I trust in my goddess to bring those in power to the right decision. I will pray on this matter, and I believe all that we can do at this point is to let matters, let them be, and let happen what will happen.
That's fair. I don't mean to get him killed, but at the same time,
If he's a dirty
Justice.
criminal, I mean,
he chose to, apparently sell drugs to children, which I would not approve of that.
He comes back in a few moments later with a separate individual and says, "This is him, the one in the red." And you see an elven woman with really light features, light blue eyes, blonde hair. She appears to be wearing some kind of like white, like nurse's jerkin, kind of with like a little cross on the breast. And as she comes in, she kind of like takes a look at him, raises his mouth and looks at his teeth for a little bit. You can see she snaps her fingers and a little bit of flame appears on her fingers, and she opens up his iris and kind of like uses the light to check his eyes and do a couple of things like that. And she turns to Jix and goes, "He's very, very damaged. His mental is not the way it should be. I believe he is in need of a greater restoration." And Jexa goes, "Oh yeah, I mean that was kind of the idea. Can you do that?" And she goes, "I believe I can. It's unfortunately it costs a little bit of money to grab the spell components to do such a spell, but it is doable." And Jexa turns to Gargle and goes, "I mean, can you front the money here? I mean, can you get this lady what she needs to get this done?"
How much?
Well, let me make sure I have the spell components correct. The lady turns to you and goes, "I'll need a diamond of some sort, at least worth maybe 100 gold. Just the spell will consume the diamond itself, so you won't get it back. But
I can assure you that the spell will be effective.
Well, we have the gold if you have access to a diamond. Don't
Yes.
have a diamond on us, I don't think. Let me look up.
Now, if you would like to give me the money, I could make the purchase for you. That's quite all right.
Wait, does Poro? I'm gonna search Poro real quick, see if he's got any diamonds on him.
Okay.
Oh, diamonds?
Yeah, do you have any diamonds on you?
I don't think so.
Figured you're the thief. You may have some.
Oh, I have a 50 gold diamond.
No, not good enough.
Is this good enough?
Maybe 2 of those, if you have 2.
I keep searching him. Do you have a number?
No.
That's a start, my dwarven friend. I can take that from you and then make another purchase. If
I
you
got
would...
I got 50 gold. I got 20 platinum pieces. You know, what do you need?
Just 50 gold will be fine.
50
I can-
gold. Would that cover it?
Yes, it would.
And I toss her a platinum piece. Be like, for your trouble.
Ah, she goes, thank you. And the platinum dragon thanks you as well. She says, Jexay, I will return in a moment, please. I must run down to a storage area and ensure that we have a diamond worth at least 50 gold. But I will be back very soon. Just please, wait here. Don't go anywhere. And he's like, yeah, I mean, we're not going anywhere. Okay, so while she goes and retrieves that, we'll do some selling.
Oh boy. All right.
All
So,
right, you ready?
Yes. You have experience with haggling, I assume, so you might want to lead negotiations.
I can talk.
Good.
where do we go? I'm just like looking around the city.
Are there people walking by us?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
I'll just grab the first person I see by the shoulder and be like,
Where's the nearest shop?
Okay. You grab like a portly gentleman. He's wearing like a leather, almost looks like an armor smith's apron. Bald head, clean shaven. He kind of turns around and goes, I mean, armor smith? I mean, go down to wait, hang on, let me reference the map, make sure I get it correctly. Go down to the Wood Creek Bazaar. I imagine they probably have something over there.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure thing. You
Let's
guys make your
go.
way. You guys make your way to the Wood Creek Bazaar, and it's a large bazaar setup. A lot of wood tents, some or wood shops and tents kind of mixed together. There are a few brick and mortar buildings that you can see house carpenters, house like plumbers, battlesmiths. All kinds of different people. Kind of calls this place their home. There is one location that you come across. Go back to my. Did I not have a thing? Oh, the Mighty Hammer. The Mighty Hammer is the name of the first metallurgy shop you come to.
We're going in there?
It seems satisfactory.
All right.
As you guys, step through the door, you feel like this just massive wave of heat just hit you as this place is, incredibly hot. You hear the boom, boom, of constant metallurgy, people and things being or people crafting things. And there's a small human woman sitting at the desk. She's just kind of has her hands on the counter and looks like she's just flipping through a small book. And as you guys come in, she goes, "Oi, how are you doing?"
Rekka, set the stuff on the counter.
What can I do for you?
We're
need
looking to
items.
sell.
Aye. Well, you've come to the right place. Please.
We got some stuff here. One of the things that I have is
A little bit of drool. Just pulls. Starts going down. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Mike no worko.
Can't hear you. Literally nothing. I swear.
Try the black piece again.
Oh, that's not working
No.
I
now.
can see. I can like read your lips, but I can't hear. There's nothing coming through. Adamantine amulet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we just read that.
Yep.
Adamantine amulet.
Yep. It's like you're talking this. Okay. Like that. That's how like hard it is to hear you. But anyway, she goes, "Oi, bloody hell! You got some expensive equipment. This is, oh my god, this is not something that I'm regularly used to seeing."
Well, it's your lucky day then, am I right?
Yeah, these are incredibly rare elements. This is incredible. I mean, I'm not really sure I'm even qualified to work with adamantine, but oh yeah, I guess I'll give it a try. Oh man, I say maybe 200 gold pieces.
Okay. I was just gonna ask for 2, but that's great. All right
Yes,
with me.
200. Yes, I understand. Yes, 200. Here you go.
Can I roll an insight check and see if that's a fair price? If she thinks
Sure.
it's it's 15.
Yeah, she seems trustworthy enough.
All right, thanks. We got some more things.
Wait.
Please.
230.
All
My unfortunately, I don't set the prices. I just follow through with what I'm told. I'm unable to really haggle. I set the price based on what I understand it is, and then it's sold. I don't really have a lot of space to wiggle, as you say.
I thought that's what you people did. Was haggle.
Not all of us, no. Right. 200 is a very fair price as well for this item.
Fine. Give it over. Or I hand it over.
Can't hear you, man.
Sometimes it is.
It is.
Ask for 2.
Yeah?
Sometimes, if you want a lower price, you could just ask for
I don't think that's
it,
how
and they
they
always give it to you.
Holy shit.
That's not how it works.
That's usually how it works for me. Well, you're getting.
You got all that GameStop money, but you don't have a good headset.
Yeah, it's still kind of. All right, next thing we'll do the Black and Druidian armor and the
Okay.
Old Milaran.
Okay. As you kind of begin to set the pieces on the counter, she's kind of like flipping through some of the tabs and goes, "Oh yeah, that's a shame. That is really." And she's, kind of working through. She goes, "I recognize that it's very old armor. Actually, it's maybe 200-300 years. How did you come across an armor this old, this expensive?" I see. You appear like very equipped adventurers and warriors. I'm sure you found this buried somewhere, but sadly, I don't have much use for this. Maybe the assembly could have a use for it, or maybe one of the schools, a history location, perhaps. But this armor is beyond my capabilities of working with, as well as my husband's. We're not able to work with this, unfortunately.
Fair enough. How about these? And I bring out the 3+1 staffs.
She as soon as you place the staffs on the table, she goes, "This is not really the place for wooden items, sadly. If there's some various accoutrement you are in need of, maybe a magical shop of some kind or some woodsmithy might be able to help, but we deal mostly in metal and jewels."
You say jewels. I'll bring out the diamond mirror.
Mm-hmm. Okay, she pops it, examines it, and goes over. "This is quite beautiful." She pops it open and sees her own reflection and just kind of like tufts her hair a little bit to the side in the reflection, and then closes and goes, "This is very beautiful. I can maybe give you 70 gold for it."
fine.
Very well.
Now, what about this piece? My companion said I could at least get 700 from this.
And I pull out the ebony sundial.
You see her like expression kind of go wide, and then you pull out the sundial, which is like made almost purely of obsidian rock and like some different like jeweled elements inside of it. And she goes, "Oh my goodness, this is incredible. Marcus, please come here." And you hear tung tung stop for a moment, and you hear like a dip of like someone like putting hot metal into like a thing of water, and you see a large, incredibly muscular, older human gentleman like part the curtain to the back space, and goes, "Yeah, what is it?" And she goes, "You must take a look at this, please. This is incredible." And you see he like lifts the pair of like these goggles that he has and kind of straps them to the top of his forehead, and reaches over and grabs it and examines it and goes, looks at you and looks at this and goes, "Where in the fuck did you find this?"
Where did we find it?
I don't know where we found it. I
It's
thought you
not yours, right?
No, I can't afford this. Are you fucking kidding me? But it doesn't look like you two should be walking around with this. This is worth a lot of money.
Oh, cool. What do you want to buy?
He kind of like looks back at you guys and looks and goes, "Honestly, I don't think I can afford it, but I'll give you 600 for it." It's gonna turn into a wedding gift, really. So
700 is what I was told.
But I know you usually like it when I say lower numbers. Numbers you pay.
No, don't listen to this one. Don't.
what is the lower number you're thinking of?
Don't listen. No.
He's now completely ignored whereas his president is just focusing on Wrecker.
Look, the lower number that I think of is something that not always pops into my head.
Wrecker. Hey,
let the man speak. And he like starts, you can see him like come over the table. This is basically like a 6'2" Tyler 1 that you're just coming across. Like he leans over the table and you can see he like flexes his shoulder muscles. He goes, "Let the man speak. What were you saying, son?"
Am I bigger than this person?
By a decent amount, yeah.
Okay.
But he's probably more, he is more built than you for sure.
Sometimes I struggle with numbers.
That's
You
okay. That's
understand?
okay. Yeah.
And
We all do.
sometimes I don't get the number that. So I just have to guess sometimes. Okay?
What's the first number that jumped into your head, son?
Well, I don't want to be embarrassed.
Just let me hear it. You won't be embarrassed. You're amongst friends. Let me hear what you have to say.
don't listen to them.
First, let me say, I thought of the number 2. But that's, I was thinking of that number when I was selling my adamantine implant. And I wasn't thinking of that number after that. I sold it. But when you were talking about these numbers, I initially thought 2,000. Don't know. So,
Well, that's certainly a higher number, son. That's if we're gonna go for 2. Were you thinking about 2 gold? Was that what you were thinking of?
I'm sorry. I wasted your time.
Well,
We
tell
could
me,
just leave.
does 200 gold sound good to you? You like the number 2.
No.
What does 200 gold say to you? You said you liked the number 2. You enjoyed that. It does have 2 in it. 200. What do you think?
We did do 200 for the one before.
Right. So you're familiar with the amount. And he grabs the bag and goes, "And check it out. You got it right here." What do you say? Another 2? I can't
Can't hear you,
You're
Ben.
cutting out.
Gosh, we can't hear you say anything. No,
Mess with the wire. I think it might be the.
no, no, no. Nothing,
No.
nothing.
I mean, I can see your mouth moving, but it's not. Sometimes it cuts in, and then sometimes it doesn't.
There you go.
The very end of it.
The 2.
The
There you
2.
go.
Put a 2 in front of the 2.
22.
Keep the don't move any of the numbers. One number.
22.
And you cut
I
out.
can't hear you.
I think he's saying keep the zeros.
Don't move any of the numbers. So, 2.
2-0.
200.
2.
Nope, that's too much. Too big of a
Nope.
number.
All I can think of right now.
She
Embarrass
you
myself.
see, that's all right. You see the lady go, will you stop antagonizing him for God's sake? Leave him alone. He's clearly slow. Please, just leave him alone. He's like, fuck it. And he just like slams the thing down and goes back to the place. He goes, I'm terribly sorry. He has a temper sometimes. I'm just saying, honestly, the best I could do is probably 500. If you can't do 500, then I'm sorry. I don't know really what else I could do with it.
Well, I will just take it somewhere else then.
Very well.
But, do you have a diamond about 300 gold?
Oh, no, not about. I deal in much smaller diamonds for decoration on armor and things. Highest I would have is maybe 75 gold. But if you're interested in diamonds of that nature, we do have sellers in the market that could sell you diamonds for that price.
I'll go look for them.
Just mention that the Iron Hammer sent you, and they might give you a discount.
Iron? I thought it was the mighty hammer.
Or Mighty Hammer, sorry.
I just take my gold and walk out.
Okay.
Come, Goggle. Carl. Come, human. We're going to shop more.
right.
Okay.
we cut back to the other encounter that we're having here with the Greater Restoration. You see the elvish woman return, and she has 2 small diamonds in her palm, and she's kind of like holding them lightly, and she goes, if you would care to follow me, I can bring your disabled friend down to a lower level where we can perform the ritual, if you'd be so kind.
Yeah. Here,
And
you can
Jex
take
says
the
like,
rope.
yeah. It's like, no, just you can bring him downstairs. That's quite all right. She brings you down to outside into the like outside of the building that you're in, and across a courtyard into a separate building where you descend a staircase. As you first enter, you gather that this is probably like where the clerics of the town sleep. Probably like this is like sleeping quarters for like the healers and the clerics and the druids. It kind of smells like those old wooden buildings that were built like in the 60s. You know, they just kind of have that wooden smell to them. It's old, you know, like a Catholic church kind of smell to them. But you go downstairs, and there's a small, what appears to be an examination table. That's well, when I say table, it's more of just like an angled piece of board that has some chains and things attached to them for people to you know, do spells, or there's like a separate section for like a mortician to do, you know, dissections and things like that.
Does it look like
to
a
study the
torture
human body.
chamber?
No, it's professional. It's like a morgue kind of. It almost looks like a morgue, except maybe for more study than for death, all the way. And she says, "Please, have him sit on the table, and we can get started."
Okay, I'm gonna grab him and point to the table. And be like, sit. And see what he does.
I mean, he's just gonna follow your directions.
Okay. I'm gonna grab him and like forcefully make him like sit down like you would like a child, like try to force a child to sit down or something who's not listening. Be like, "Eh, put you there."
Okay. So she takes a moment and starts to like put her hands with both diamonds in each hand. She kind of presses the diamonds into Poro's shoulder, and she begins muttering some words under her breath. And you actually see the room itself starts to glow, this like dull white yellow light. And the more that you're in here, the more it appears that there are runes on the ground here that are assisting in the power of this spell. And you can see she has her eyes closed and she's just like muttering in arcane words, and this almost like air-esque, almost looks like wispy kind of gold and white arcane energy begins to swirl and kind of spins around Poro for a brief moment before going up into and through his nostrils the whole way. And you can see his chest kind of expands as this energy goes through. And as she lets go of her hands, you can see the diamonds have disappeared. And there's a very, very brief silence before the spell appears to have taken effect.
So,
I'm awake.
Oh shit.
He's back.
I'm finally back. Do I see Skatch?
Cuff 'em, boys.
Is Skatch with you,
Yeah.
guys?
yeah, he was with us.
Yeah, I
but
think so.
Tyler's gone, of course.
Yeah.
Can I still charge him and attack him? You son of a bitch!
Sure.
Wait,
go ahead.
do you remember everything that happened?
Go ahead and charge him.
Yes. I will charge. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how this will work with Tyler gone.
Yeah, I just say you end up clocking him across the shoulder, the chin, and you get a really good blow, and he's not ready for it, and he loses a hit point as you hit him in the jaw. See a little bit of blood come out the side of his mouth. Hey, what are you doing?
You son of a bitch! You killed me.
No, I didn't.
You remember? Do you seriously remember
Yeah.
everything?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. That's awful.
You guys killed me, and I know.
Do you like remember how it felt?
Yeah. I remember
Wayros is gonna
reaching out to my
tell
friends.
you about dying later.
Really?
And I guess on that stunning revelation, that's where we will end tonight's session because
I held your
10.
hand while you died.
That doesn't help. You guys killed me.
I did. It wasn't my idea.
I know. That's why I'm gonna attack Wayros next. Not with
Hey,
my
I
fist
gotta-
though.
Now we
didn't
got to
know
figure
that.
out this predicament.
I walked off and went in prayer while you. I couldn't stop it.
Dude, that. Oh man.
You still feel the hands around your neck.
And I'm not a rapist. I don't sell drugs to kids.
Your organization did.
That is slander. I never did. They did. It wasn't me.
Your organization did. That
I
doesn't
would. I
matter.
see.
Wait.
I wasn't wrong when I told you. All I heard was he was a snake oil salesman. He sold some drug.
I sold drugs, yes, but
Did you
not to
kill people?
kids, and I killed people.
Oh gosh, I didn't know that either. But whew. We walked you right into the worst place. I didn't even think of that. Like as soon as I got in there, it's like Poro. I was like, oh wait a minute, he's wanted in this city.
Your face was
I-
priceless, Dane.
So I had that written, Spencer, in my notes. When they return to Hearth, if Poro is still feeble-minded, if they come across somebody in power, they're gonna notice.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the entire time.
I was. Just
I
thinking,
knew
like,
these
hey,
dummies would forget.
But like technically, Octavius took the lead and he never knew. So
Mhm.
I didn't think it
mean-
was that serious. I guess. I was told snake oil salesman.
Dean, you know that he was hiding himself every time you were in the city.
I thought you were blowing it out of proportion. Maybe
Oh
they
my
forget
God.
after a while, you know.
Yeah, Dean, that was quite the. What was your plan?
Talk
Maybe he.
stupidly
talk-
for.
Shut up. No, I figured I'd be like, look, we found this stupid. Maybe you could turn him in, and he'd be like, no, that's stupid. If that's not the real Poro, I'm not gonna turn him in. And be like, you just found a dumb tiefling. They all,
What?
They have his description.
What kind? What kind?
And
What
he
kind
was
of
about
thoughts?
to rot in jail.
That would have been fun. We would have got him out.
What would have happened was if we couldn't have gotten him out of jail, he would have like came to his senses in jail after God
that
knows
would've-
how many days.
Well, no, it's
That
30
would've been
days.
fun.
It's
Yeah,
30
that would've
well, if that's it, if he fails the saving throw, it's another 30.
Right. Yep.
That would have been funny.
So,
So
Alright.
glad
and
it's
then
finally
after that,
over.
he could have tried to get out, I guess. But
I can finally play the damn game.
You've missed so much.
I have. It's been like three sessions, 4.
Pretty much.
This is the 4th, I think.
That's what happens when you run into a Neothalid's lair completely unprepared.
Like I knew
To
it
try
was
to
like
join the test.
that
what
high
happens
level
when someone-
monster.
Slips broomsticks between your legs.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling.
Yep.
Who would have done that?
That was you guys.
I didn't kill you though. That was not me.
Hey,
Wasn't me either.
if Wrecker ever gets hit by a feeble mind, can it just not affect him? Even though
I mean, I actually have a ring that might protect me from that.
oh,
Mind shielding.
he's already too stupid.
Yep.
It doesn't affect him.
Immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine if you're lying.
Oh no, it's something different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it wouldn't help me.
So, a couple things for the next session. I know you guys are in a hurry to get stuff done, but I was going to give you a chance to take some downtime days if you wanted to.
yes.
If this isn't a good time for downtime days and you would rather go investigate Eustace Springs or investigate Malara, whatever you want to do. But downtime days will give you a chance to learn a language. It can help boost your proficiencies. You can learn, do different things. So, like Dean, if you wanted to take a trip to Autumn and like work with your clawfoot, you could, work with your animal proficiency and try to get that up. So that
I
can be your
com-
mount.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that thing. But I'd go there to see if the council's meeting or something.
Mhm. You do that. Take time to learn a language. You can craft health pots during that time. You can do a
That's what I
lot
was
of.
wondering. That or talk to the wyvern, but the thing is, I'd have to wait several years for that wyvern to be mature.
Can you ride a wyvern?
Yeah, I
A
think,
lot of societies do. Yeah, a lot of societies do.
but it has to be way older than what
Oh,
the
yeah.
wyvern that we have are.
Hey, see, look at this, Spencer. May have just unlocked a happy accident. May get you pardoned. You're welcome.
All
Tychus
because
isn't gonna
of
have any.
Austin and not you. I'm so
I-
glad.
I didn't-
I'm
I
so
didn't even
glad
get a
we
chance-
picked up Austin.
It is
I
going to
didn't
make
even get a
both
chance to
Poro and
roll a
Octavius like
persuasion.
besties.
Yeah.
Persuasion on what, Dean?
Persuade him to do all the work we've done earned him pardon in a way.
Yeah, you can do that next next episode,
Oh,
next session.
do that. Be like, are you serious? We're about to, stop this thing. And
I'm the most important person on this crew.
we just did like a boss fight without you, and you're clearly not important.
What? Excuse me?
It's true.
No.
You ran around hitting people with a stick,
Yeah, and I killed
And we
people too.
and we still killed the boss without you. And Tyler didn't even have his best weapon. He had a pepper box. He didn't even have his gun.
I mean, that is his gun, I think. Pepperbox is his gun.
Oh
not
yeah,
his,
he has to pick up the blunderbuss from.
his blunderbuss.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Wayrus is gonna pimp out that basement, turn it into a ritual room.
Yeah, so the cool thing about that thing is that's your guys' home base. You can hire contractors, in the game to expand that. You can add rooms. You can decorate how you guys want to, all that stuff.
Are
You
there
guys
like
decide to do
mechanics
RP.
in the game? For like, are there like mechanics in the game for this sort of thing?
For like what?
Like an
Like-
actual D&D.
I didn't know if like the DMG had anything for like home bases or like what we're able to do mechanically in this.
I think
like,
there is. Let me look, because my books are right here. Look at that.
Oh,
holy shit!
That's why I put this bookshelf here. Monster manual. Player's handbook.
Oh fuck!
Well, about that time.
Yeah.
Seen Spencer's face when he was just watching Dean screw up the encounter so bad. You were sitting like this. Looked like you were crying.
I was about to. Dean, you are so bad at talking. You know that?
You're so bad at being dumb.
What? Yeah. What was I gonna
At
do?
it.
Just sit there and mumble.
I mean,
You're trying to meta game back there. Be like, no, shut up. You're
yeah, of
stupid.
course.
You gotta stay stupid.
Because you're doing stupid stuff.
At least I'm not a criminal.
At least
And
I'm not
an
stupid.
alleged rapist.
No, I
Alleged.
no
It's more than alleged.
no. We didn't rape.
Confirmed.
We did not rape.
If anything,
That is slander.
Oh, okay.
Skatch killed you too. That was awkward. I can't believe you remember that. That's funny.
First thing Wayros is gonna say to you when he sees that you're alive and that you remembered everything, he's gonna ask you how it was being dead.
Here you go, Austin. It's not unusual for adventurers, especially after the 10th level, when you guys are getting a little bit of a boost, aren't you? To own another piece of property. They might buy it with their own hard-earned loot, take it by force, obtain it by a lucky draw from a deck of many things, or acquired by other means. Maintenance cost table shows the per-day upkeep cost of any such property. I'm not going to make you guys do that. But for some examples, you can get an abbey, a farm, a guild hall, an inn, a lodge or a hunting establishment, an estate, outpost. You can purchase palaces or large castles, shops, temples, trading posts, various things like that. It doesn't say much about like customizing your space.
yeah. I just did a quick Google search to see like what other people were saying about it, and a lot of it just seems to be a device for you as the DM.
Yeah.
But
We need to get some
Yeah.
passive income.
Yeah.
The
Buy a
rope
shop.
selling business.
Buy
Buy-
some
buy-
traders.
Yeah, buy some traders and pull some mountain blade and get them on a caravan. You know, get a caravan that buys and sells all over the country.
So when I was playing my D&D campaign in Texas, I had this random guy that we had encountered in the city that we were in, who we just randomly attached to because he hit 3 natural 20s in one fight. It was just some random kid in a random town, but we were like, that guy's awesome. He hit 3 natural 20s. So we recruited him to be our weed salesman, and he traveled around the continent and sold weed from a whatever the disc is, the disc spell. I can't remember the name of that fucking spell.
Tensor's floating disc.
Yeah, Tensor's floating disc. He sold weed from it and just traveled around the country. That's how we had passive income. But me and the other guy that I was playing with, every time we would complete a session, we'd get downtime days, which is the Adventures League way of doing things. Every time you complete a session, you get downtime days. And we would give all of our downtime days to that kid. And so he started leveling up faster than we did because he was getting all these NPC downtime days. And he was like level 17 by the time I moved from Texas. He was like an archlich or something when we were done. It's like it
Why did he
escalated
turn
very
evil?
quickly.
Why did he go down the lich path? He seemed just like
That's
a.
like the natural progression for like NPCs as they move up, you know?
Oh wow.
I don't know. It's the way my DM had it set up. We were trying to contact him, and he was like this edgy teenager, you know. He was like, yeah.
I don't know if I just happened to find this. This is a homebrew, but like might give you some inspiration or some ideas of things that you might want to throw in.
Yeah, ultimately, it's up to you guys. What you
Yeah,
guys
I
wanna
mean,
put in.
I definitely love the idea of having portals to various parts of the world. You know, like I think definitely we should have to like travel there first and like set up an anchor point or something. But like, how cool would it be to like? I mean, also it speeds the story along. Like, how annoying is it to like have to go somewhere and then travel all the way back and just like whatever. It just like that's kind of a cool thing. Speeds things along.
Too bad you guys don't have a druid. You could just do tree stride everywhere. As long as you've seen a tree, you could go through it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Wow.
Let's see.
As long as you see, if you've seen a tree, and it's wide enough to fit an adventuring